What's happening? Benton here. Thanks for joining me. First broadcast on the new computer. If my webcam wasn't so ass, I would show you my new computer setup. What is up with this thing, man? It just will not focus. I don't remember it working this poorly before. Well, I reckon you folks know what I look like. How is everybody? We'll give them a few minutes to come in, assuming anybody's going to show up. What's up, Christos? Good to see you, sir. As always. Uh, I had Talcott threatening to come on, apparently. Shout out to Mr. Dark Moose, by the way. Yeah, that's right. He said, start now. He told me to start now. I said, yes, sir, Mr. Dark Moose. Then he said, in 34 minutes, if I say the same thing, it would still be now. Well, I suppose it would. It's always now, right, Mr. Talcott? Thank you, Christos. It's called living in a truck and having no life, sir, but I will take it. Thank you. Thank you for the compliments. Much appreciated. I got a day off here because of the way the scheduling with some of these deliveries works out. Coming to you live from Gallons of Piss Studios, by the way. Currently located in a Walmart parking lot. Yes, indeed. What's up, highly suspect? Good to see you, sir. Feel free to click the old link, by the way. I wouldn't mind catching up with you, brother. Good to see you in the house, by the way. With the banking collapse in the news, I'm already over it. I'm already over it. So that's the title of the video. The title of the live stream: How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Collapse. It is Project Blue Balls. After all, shout out to Chalk Body Outline, Drew World Order. Get chalked up, the backup channel. And I think maybe if I start working a little more, if I get back to hitting the 12,000 mile a month bonus, if I get back to that, I'm going to have to get a better webcam. This is just not working out for me. But shout out to the homie Highly Suspect. There's a couple of videos, I think, on Get Chalked Up with me and Drew and Highly Suspect here chopping it up. And he was also featured on at least one of my Nightmare Dystopia episodes. Oh, look for that website to return soon, by the way. I do expect to have nightmaredystopia.com be back up soon. But I don't know if you've ever used StreamYards, Mr. Highly Suspect. There's a link pinned at the top of the live chat here. And if you click that, you can actually come on the broadcast here in real time. You can join us, but no pressure. Feel free not to do so. Oh, how dirty is my hand, by the way. Don't show them your hands. But yeah, I can see that this banking collapse is really going to ruin some of my favorite live streams. I was checking out that Paula Enslaved earlier over at Proper Instruction Motivates People. And it seemed like an enjoyable live stream, but once he got into the covering the news, I sort of tuned out. Apparently, it's the 28 days of Talcott. Anybody know anything about this? 28 days of Talcott, apparently. And if anybody's got any videos, I thought I might play some live streams, some replays of some live streams and respond. We had Brian O'Shea going on to Yurt on Sunday in a Thought Experiment YouTube channel, and dishing some details of his liaison, apparently, with if anybody's followed that whole saga. What's up, buddy? All right, play your Talcott video. Can you drop me a link, sir? I guess I need to wrench up old Drew here at some point. And Christos, I'll bring you on here momentarily. Drew apparently wants me to play a video. All right, Drew, I think I know which one you mean, so give me a moment. Shout out to Amazon, by the way, for finally managing to deliver a computer to me. All right. And feel free to come back in here in a bit, Christos, if you would. Much appreciated. All right, screen is shared. Oh, there it is. Fantastic.
You're right. You go in there and they all have the Talcott name and avatar. What do you think of that? That's got to be surreal to you.
It is, dude. I seriously. Where is this real? It came from. How the hell did my life end up like this? What the hell is going on?
Now look at the Social Security card and look at his background. I'm telling you, there's some. I think this is a Hollywood studio. These are actors.
Even his hair looks like the stripes coming down is his beard.
Oh, that's great.
Holy shit. I was just a laborer. I was a postal clerk. I worked the shift work at night, sorting the letters and the packages, and then I was also the guy at the counters. I mean, it comes down to this. What I finally realized, I've been holding myself back my whole life. I've settled for a job. I settled for security. What's that?
I kind of sense that. Keep going, even holding yourself back.
I have a new conspiracy, actually. I think due to Truth or Cop hopping timelines, I think Jack Talcott is Provocate in the future. Person.
No.
It's your fault, Truth or Cop.
That's crazy.
Oh, wow.
Fuck this up, dude.
Are you an
Wow.
AI?
And look, Provocate's got the Twin Towers behind him as well, don't he?
Yeah,
No, they're in the glasses. Okay, I see. Yeah, they're in the glasses in the chair.
Yeah, okay, yeah, right there, yeah. There you go.
And I have a question.
Confirmed.
Is our life, are we living it or just remembering it? Because right now it's just a memory. Now, Jack, you've never heard a more profound quote, and that's mine. You can copyright it. That's my quote. Are we living life or just remembering it? Because everything just becomes a memory. So just this frame, hold on, this frame right now.
Together.
I mean, honestly, we need
Father
to
and son.
think the exact same way.
Okay, well, that was the video. Yeah.
147 IQ.
What the fuck is this? Yeah, and is it all banking talk today? Like, I need the 411 here. Yeah, Talcott sucks. You're right. There's something fascinating though. There's something fascinating. And then the soft sit. Shout out to Truther Cop, by the way, who did an excellent video pointing out that, in fact, the government has decided long ago, actually, I knew about this, where they've already said that sovereign citizens are, in fact, terrorists. And then somebody was asking me about some Ohio SovSit video where I guess somebody got shot. I thought that was Utah. But since we are on the computer, if anybody has any clips they'd like me to play and respond to, feel free. I can almost see the screen, so that's good. Oh, geez. Are we going to do the, are we going into the dogma, the religious dogma? Actually, if Highly Suspect's still listening, why don't you feel free to come up here and we'll lambaste these bozos with respect to, and I don't mean you, RT, but we'll lambaste these bozos when it comes to the religious dogma. I don't want to reveal too much, but I think Highly Suspect might have something to say about it. Oh, I love it, man. So far, so good. The hilarious part is that I had these, thumb drives with these versions of Linux, Ubuntu, but it wouldn't. I couldn't get it to boot up. It would install, but not boot up. And I've had that problem before, and I'd have to go just manually set the flag on the system partition and tell it to boot. Just ridiculous nonsense. But I did that, and then finally I was like, I think this is a video problem. And then, like, after messing with this for a few hours, I was like, hey, why don't I just download a new version? Let's see if there's a new version. Download the new version, works great. Although sometimes you power it on and it doesn't power up, but whatever. I mean, it's a cheapie. It's a cheapie computer, but yeah, so far so good. Pretty happy with it. And then I left my trailer just at the customer, where like homeless people could just open up the back and start living in there, at least until I show up tomorrow morning. And I left my lock. I have a lock where I can lock these empty trailers, but forgot to remove it from my trailer. And I thought about going to Home Depot and buying a lock, but I was like, nah, fuck it, let it ride. Hopefully they don't vandalize it too bad, the homeless people. Shout out to Mr. Me. What's up, man? Good to see you, brother. Yeah, not you, RT. That's right. And I don't care what people believe. Believe whatever you want. But yeah, no new webcam. But I'm thinking if I manage to hit the bonus or make a couple of good paychecks, I think I'm going to buy a decent webcam. Although I bet I could just hook one of these phones up to it. It's got to be better than this. This is terrible. I actually, and this is going to sound horrible, I don't know what else to say. I think I've seen him tacitly just maybe on Drew. Has he been on Drew's panels here and there maybe? Honestly, I've heard the name Jim Bob. He seems to be the one who's pioneered this tactic where the person just asks questions. So I'm not a big fan of that, obviously. I would like to see somebody, but I've never seen him, so maybe he doesn't do that. I get bits and pieces here and there. But yeah, anything but the banking talk. Or we could talk about how I learned to stop worrying and love the collapse, because I was certainly pretty broken up about the collapse, for quite some time. And I think I got it off my chest this morning. I did a live stream this morning. I think I got all the banking stuff off my chest, but who knows? We'll find out. But yeah, not trying to be a dick, Jake. I don't really think about Jim Bob. Maybe I should go check his content out. What do you think? Perhaps I should. And also, if I could find it, see, I wish I should have bookmarked some of these videos, because I think Drew mentioned something about Owen not really being funny. And then he's pretty much never been funny. And I think Croco says that. But Sam Hyde had in one of his live streams, somebody clipped out him talking not about Owen in particular, but Sam Hyde mostly said, like, somebody asked him what it was like living in Rhode Island. And I guess he lives in Providence. And would he ever consider moving? And Sam Hyde said, well, yeah, it's kind of, we like it, but it's kind of shitty also. And he said he seems to think that's important for comedy, to like just kind of be in a shitty place, if possible, versus, like, he said the worst thing for comedy would be to like actually move out in the woods and like have your own property and start growing your own food. He more or less described Owen's, like, how Owen lives, and basically said that would be like where comedy goes to die. So I think, yeah, shout out to the collapse. Exactly. And good to see you as always. Mr. Music holds the secret. I'm an old man, Drew. I'm having trouble talking and following the live chat here, but the live chat is lit. Please continue. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Yeah. Full Doomer, by the way. Full Doomer. Maybe I could play some of these soft sit videos. Also, like, I watch a lot of the ones where the people get DUIs, but I don't ever watch the part where they actually do the field sobriety test. By the way, why does anybody do field sobriety tests? Because it's like, has anybody in the history of the world ever, well, actually I did once, but that's a whole nother story. But has anybody in the history of the world ever, like, on a body cam, like, completed the exercises and was able to drive away? Like, that's not even a thing, right? Oh, good. Please do. I'd like to talk to you, especially about the end of your previous live stream that I called into. But yeah, great. I'll tread water here. Fantastic. And the chat, I can always do some crowd work off the chat here. Oh, a small hat from Hollywood. Yeah. Oh, I don't know about Owen. It's just, dude, if somebody's, we all know that people can be deceived. And oh, absolutely, RT. Yeah, that's a valid point, Sarah. Yeah, point well taken. Yeah, and I am able to sort of suss some of these people out, like Talcott, but they have to have some, like, severe fucking personality disorder usually. Yeah, I've watched Owen here and there. I never, like, was necessarily a fan. I thought his when he was on, I used to watch all the Rogans or listen to all the Rogans. So hey, what's up, Woody? There was a time, I thought he was pretty decent on Rogan personally. But, never had any particular beef with Owen personally. Although I do still remember, I wish there was a recording of this when what may very well have been Crocco's first ever appearance on the old Chalk Body Outline Discord in the voice cringe. Crocco just like introducing himself just based on like him, you know, going in on Owen, dude. It was fucking hilarious. I wish somebody had recorded that. Oh yeah. See, I guess it does happen occasionally. Yeah, the passing of the field sobriety. I did it on cannabis once, but wasn't too worried. But certainly not alcohol. Yeah. But it looks like the audience is also over the banking collapse talk. But unfortunately, I think it's just starting. So brace yourselves for even more Project Blue Balls than you've already experienced. Because, yeah. But it's just going to ruin my live streams. You know, I'm trying to watch the Tedic Warrior this morning. He's going into it. I went into it some this morning. Just now I'm talking about it now. Paul Unslaved was talking about it. Oh, yeah, but obviously, no, I do not have a new webcam. Somebody had asked earlier. Yeah, pray for Jim Bob's kids. Yeah. Yeah, a moment of silence for Jim Bob's children. Okay, good enough. All right, let me see. I do kind of want to play some of this yurt. And I do, by the way, it's on my dead laptop. I never did get around to transferring the files to an SD card, but one of these days I'm going to crack open that dead laptop, that dead ThinkPad, and I do have the first 9, what I consider to be the first 9 official In a Yurt with Books live streams. He did some live streams before that, but they were privated soon after. So these were all actually left up on the channel. Of course, the channel went poof, but I don't hold a grudge over that. Although I was disappointed. I am a fan of the channel. The current channel is In a Thought Experiment. If anybody's interested, let's go over there right now. One hand typing, quite adept. Oh, there it is. Yeah, here's the channel if anybody's interested. Yep. Cash, exactly. I love money. I like money. Most definitely. Yeah, dude, you got to be nuts, man. I think a person has to be insane to even use banks. I really do. Now maybe Drew will come piece me up over that. Drew seems like the banking type. Not the banker type, but he seems like the type to use banks. So we'll see. But yeah, here's the channel, In a Thought Experiment. Going under live. And I was live at the same time. I just failed to realize that he was going live.
All that's
Where are we? I think we want to go to about 32 minutes. Get in on some of this Brian O'Shea. I don't think he's ever been over here. If he has, I've never seen him post in the live chat. We're going to 1.25 it. Bear with us. Bear with the boomer here while he operates the computer. Thank you.
Even if you did, I just think like, okay, I mean,
it's a weird sort of bullying tag team thing. And that's why I thought it was fake, because it's so obviously sort of ganging up and narcissistic manipulation tactics. Oh, we got Brian O'Shea in the house. What's up, Brian O'Shea? How you doing, man?
What's up, big dog? Yurt? What kind of controversy are you listening to over there?
Oh, we're just watching this, fam. You ever heard of these people, the Thorpes?
Nah, I never heard of them.
They're like...
Yeah, real quick, shout out to Tranquil Vortex. I am planning on putting the website back into place, nightmaredystopia.com. It will have the original 56 episodes. The problem for me is that I don't mind spending money freely, and I have no problem spending money on these creative projects, but it looks like I still make plenty of money. Don't worry about me. I'm not in any bad situation, but it looks like I'm, at least for the short term, I'm maybe not making as much money as I'm accustomed to, but I do plan on at least getting the site back up, as it was when it went offline. So thank you. And I've replayed 2 of those episodes here on the channel. So if I run out of things to say, perhaps I'll play another episode. Although sadly, I failed to make any sort of episode guide. I don't really know what episode is what, other than if I had a guess. Maybe we'll play a Highly Suspects episode. That was a pretty good episode.
Like a YouTube family, and they have like 6 kids, a bunch of kids. This is the dad, this is the mom, and this is the daughter. They all have YouTube channels. And part of the thing about them has been not knowing if it's real or fake, because they come off, their behavior is so odd, right? They act so strange. People didn't really know if they were a real family or some sort of fake family for views or whatever. But the dad is saying that he was basically never married to the mom.
Is there anybody in the chat that can sum up this whole Brian O'Shea, Shady Jeff, and whoever that chick is, just like one sentence or like one paragraph? Because I'm feeling like most of us probably know what this is all about, but just for anybody who may not be aware, and I haven't really followed it that much. But I was watching Paul, and this all originated over at Paul Enslaved, apparently a Proper Instruction Motivates People channel. And I was watching it regularly when, Jeff and I think, was it Allie or Annie? I keep getting confused, but Jeff and his chick. And apparently this Jeff guy is Shady Jeff, who founded some music group back in like 2005. Not exactly sure. Is this even relevant? I don't know. There you go. I don't know about that, Moose. I feel like Moose is always on time.
And the mom's some horrible person, but they keep running these like shakedowns of the mom on the channel. So it's kind of weird. It's hard to tell what's real.
He said,
Well,
Go to
mean,
Mountain Mountains. What do you care about these dysfunctional? It's like, well, I say, what do you care about these dysfunctional people? Then people watch me, Jeff, and Allie. I don't know if you heard the recent revelations, but hey, I'm gonna plug this headphone and tell me. Sorry, you notice it? Is it all right?
I do wonder, can I zoom in on just a particular part of the screen? I'd like to just have like just the Yurt O'Shea instead of this stuff on the side here. Oh yes, Hollywood Undead. Thank you, and shout out to you, sir, Mr. Stephen Crumley. Good to see you, bro. Yeah, Tommy, I don't know. Tommy's an enigma. The problem is he said he wasn't going to come on any streams. He wasn't going to come on any panels until after he did this interview on the 19th. And then he tried to come up here the other day, and I did not bring him up. I don't know. We don't know what's happening here yet, EBT. But yeah, this is a Yurt. This is a replay of Yurt from Sunday. Brian O'Shea's about to dish some dirt on this scandalous rendezvous he had with this Shady Jeff's lady there in Shady Jeff's presence, apparently. Yeah, oh, that's true. Apologies, EBT. They'll be off shortly. My apologies.
Right. Anything weird?
Okay, sounds good. Well, I'm glad you make that connection, right? Why watch these stupid people? Well, yeah, it is. It's sort of the drama going. Bring that up last night. And I get the thing of not kissing and telling, but it's sort of been exploded beyond kissing or telling. The whole thing is very strange. And I think a lot of people.
I don't know if you heard me kiss and tell yesterday, but then they came on a stream. They made a stream last night that they took down. We call like React.
Oh yeah, Tommy. And I'm thinking maybe he's just like, okay, well, if you're not going to bring me up on the panel, then he's just going to not be here for a while. I don't know. You really don't know with Tommy. I hope I haven't run him off. But the problem with that is I can't, necessarily I'm not able to. I can't cater my behavior towards making sure Tommy sticks around. I mean, that would be an impossibility anyway. So certainly would like to see him myself, but maybe he's just not able to watch and then not come up on the panel possibly. Maybe that's the thing. I don't know. I can't speak for him. I really don't know.
Acting to haters coming at us or something. And bro, like, because I dropped the truth. Like I just told the truth yesterday.
Woody, we don't cover the Thorpes over here, by the way. This is not about the Thorpes. I've already took them off the screen. I believe there's no more Thorpe talk. I think Yurt references them very quickly, but we're off the not into the Thorpes, man. Never have been. Thank you, sir. Seems to be working so far so good. And as previously mentioned, I finally realized that probably I was trying to use an older version that I had on a thumb drive of my preferred distribution of Linux. So finally, I realized that I could just download the latest version, and went ahead and made a new thumb drive, USB thumb drive, and it works great. Except sometimes when I power it on, it just hangs and doesn't boot. But then you just hard boot it and it works fine. But thank you for asking. So far, so good. There you go. Yes. Well, and it worked great after I finally realized that I needed to download the new version. The new version it actually seems to be fully compatible, because the ThinkPads would always have some weird video. They'd always have weird video issues. This one doesn't seem to. Yes, indeed, EBT. This is the first live stream on the new computer. Welcome. But yeah, it's not Thorpe's coverage. I can promise you, we don't do that over here. And I the fact that Ben Thorpe even shows his face on the internet after his meeting with yours truly, just that tells you a little bit about the man himself. But let's get back to this real quick. And if this is just horrible, then we'll do something else. If anybody has any suggestions, I didn't really plan anything. I'm parked here at a Walmart. I'm in a Walmart parking lot. The Wi-Fi, the Verizon works particularly well here. Although I may run out of hotspot, I'm not exactly sure. Verizon doesn't really let me know exactly where I'm at with respect to my hotspot data. I think maybe they're just going to let me have as much as I want. Possibly, we'll see. No, it's not a new camera, Jake. This is in fact, the old camera. Yes, it sucks ass. I agree. Because I actually have it's not like the built-in camera. Hilariously, this is actually, I paid money for this webcam. Hilariously. I know it's fucking trash. I agree. Very soon, we'll be taking recommendations for a webcam if anybody has any ideas. As long as it's Linux compatible. Yes, probably it does. I'm not live streaming from the Wi-Fi. No, but it's not yet, but it's going to be. I'm actually on Mountain Time, AJ Lloyd. But if I wasn't on Mountain Time, you would be exactly right. Shout out to Mr. Lloyd here. And I do appreciate you assisting me in potentially properly adhering to my sleep schedule. So let's see if we can make it through a little bit more of this O'Shea yurt.
Like I kissed and told, you know what I mean? And like, and Jeffrey's reaction and her reaction, bro. Oh my God, bro. Like creepy ass shit. Like she's still trying to deny it, or just God, bro.
What was it? Literally just kissing and telling? I mean, it's this weird thing where I don't even want to know the details, but I do want to know the details. So I don't know if I need to go back.
No, people are freaking out in chat, bro. It's like when I say a specific act that we did together, it's like, bro, like I've already put it out there, but bro, we did everything, bro. There's no need to put specifics on it. Like it was for days and days. Like I could have had her the first night. I didn't really know, but then she's like, at the end of the night, I was like, damn, should I just dip or what? She said, oh, we got a futon. Just crash out here. And then the next morning, I just pulled her on top of me, started feeling her up, grabbing her.
Geez, I'm not into these details so much, I must say, but there is something psychologically fascinating about these dynamics. Real quick, while Mr. Lloyd's here, because he's usually not around for the live streams, any thoughts on the banking collapse? Because the title of the live stream, How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Collapse. Interesting. I'm not sure what you mean.
Her ass and shit. So I kissing her and laying on the futon with Jeffrey right in the other room. And then me and her go take a walk. You know what I mean? We get down and dirty, and it's like, and then Jeffrey's like, oh, she never cheated on me. Like she would never do anything with O'Shea. Like it's just so weird. And then the way she just sits there and like basically was like denying it or acting like I was lying or something on her stream yesterday. It's so fucking weird, dog.
It is. It's super weird. And it's the same thing like this family where I really can't tell. Like, I think I have a pretty good intuitive sense of like truth and bullshit. But like in all that, I really can't tell what's real and what's fake, even in this little situation. Like even right now, you're saying that, I'm like, what? So you were getting pretty intimate with her, with
absolutely
Homeboy, and then Homeboy's running around here. Jeffrey's running around and saying none of that ever happened, and building this whole case that you've blown it out of proportion. Are sort of playing yourself? Is that the angle?
Bro, she blew me like 10 feet away from. We're in this RV, bro. There's a fucking futon that they film all the time on. You see them sitting on it. And then they have their bedroom like, I don't know, 10, 15 feet away. So she's fucking blowing. And I'm kind of like hidden behind the sink and whatever clutter was there. And I'm like, damn, can this motherfucker see me? Does he care? I was like, and I asked her, I was like, what if I just started fucking you right now in this futon? And he walked in. She goes, I don't know. He might just turn around and walk back or something. He's weird. I'm like, this is fucking weird. You know what I mean? So I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. And then he comes out with all this shit. Like, bro, she came over to my place over here. Dude,
Well, then I see, because I've been looking at you, Brian.
This is like X-rated for Yurt, ain't it? What do you guys think of this? I'm just curious. Like, I got to figure out how to zoom in.
I've been looking at you as being a little weird, to be honest. Like, to keep it
yeah,
real.
to be in that situation, right?
Yeah, to put yourself in there and to mess with this woman. It's like there's plenty of fish in the sea. Why even mess with this one chick? But then I get if she's, you know, actively that interested in you, that it's like,
yeah, bro, it's
why
scary,
wouldn't
bro. They kind of looked at me because they did the Kill Tony thing. They played my Kill Tony. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's a comedy fucking show.
Yeah,
thing.
it's a great show.
And
No, it's trash. It's objectively trash, but we'll give Yurt a pass on that one.
so like Jeffrey was kind of responsible for getting it played on Paul's thing. So it's kind of weird because that sort of inspired me and it made me look at myself different because other people on the show started looking at me different. And then
Right, I'm going to try this EBT. It's on Linux, though. God knows what might happen, but we're going to try Control plus Scroll Wheel. Wait a minute. Sort of, but not really. It made the text larger, but yeah, good try. And then Snafu's going to go full fucking MGTOW on us here in a minute. That's the part I might want to. Oh, really? Well, I'm a fan personally, Linda Curtis, but. Yeah, see this is what I was kind of not that I wanted to get into this, but at least one way, right? Like, I don't know. Well, and then like because there was a moment when I was watching the live stream on Paul Enslaved, and like I'm used to seeing Jeff and his chick in one box, and then here's O'Shea in a different box, but then one day it's like O'Shea's in the same box on the screen with, you know, Jeff and his chick. So, okay. Hey, what's up, Yurt? Yeah, and so that was kind of what I thought too. I was like, this has got to be at least like, yeah, Kill Tony is no, it's I don't know, dude. I think it's trash. You don't have to take my word for it, you know, dude. We all have, but it's objectively trash. I'm gonna go ahead and yes, I'm backpedaling EBT, but yet it's objectively trash. Drew World Order in the house. We stop everything for Mr. Drew World Order. It all comes to a halt.
What's up, my man?
What's happening, partner?
Not much. What's going on? What were you talking about? I tuned out for a minute. Just got back
I
in.
was playing Sunday's Yurt.
Oh, is that where they're talking about that girl?
Well, yeah, and there's something there, and I haven't quite figured out. I know I have something to say about it, but I really haven't figured out yet. So I thought the audience might help me, but we can come back. That's there anytime we want to talk about that. So now
That's
I'm checking
one of the.
Van
I'll
Halen
pop into Paul every few hours during the day, and I'll just kind of sit. I'll sit in there for like 2 minutes just to see what they're talking about every 2 hours. And I did happen to tune in that one time that O'Shea dude was talking about that girl, and he was like, I'm gonna read her text. And then she popped in right away. She was like, oh, hey.
So
she didn't want him to read the text, it seemed like.
I missed all of that, but one thing that was fascinating is I had been watching the show a little bit earlier than you, and so there was a time when, you know, it's the Brady Bunch squares, you know, like, and then so I'm used to seeing O'Shea in one little square, and then I'm used to seeing Jeff and his chick and like up here in a square, and then one day they're all three in one square, dude. It was fucking bizarre.
Yeah, that's weird, right?
Yeah, it was very strange. And then I also started picking up on, somebody mentioned maybe some well, I don't even want to get into that part of it, but yeah, something's there that I can't quite put my finger on. So but you got anything on this bank?
Something like what?
The homoeroticism.
Oh,
there seemed
okay.
to be maybe at least in one direction. I think a lot of people are detecting that, and it's not really being talked about, but
I see that on a lot of these panels.
Yes, but then you got the weird thing with the lady also there, so that introduced kind of a different dynamic. But I'm not that interested in the actual details personally, but there's something fascinating. But please go ahead.
She did say something about there was some ex-boyfriend that wanted to see that other dude bang her in front of him or something.
I've lost track, man. But now it's just that's just a dirty hoe. I mean, I'm not calling her that.
Yeah.
I'm just
Oh,
based
100%.
on
That's
what
a
I'm
nasty
hearing,
hoe.
right? I mean, that's what that is, right? I mean, because I mean, we've all been around dirty hoes, but it's like now I think the internet and now they're in panels and this is like a whole new thing, man.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and I don't know. I noticed your stream is not up from the one I came in at the end, and then me and Kim were arguing and such.
I put it for members only. Nothing
Oh,
really happened. I felt
okay.
like
Yeah, I didn't see the earlier parts. I forgot that I'm a member though, so I'll go check that out.
I think there's too many ramblers on. It was Stephen David, Provo, Jack Talcott, and then Kim and you got in there later. It was just like a lot of rambling was happening.
Gotcha.
It wasn't necessarily like bad, but there was really not much talked about. So
Right on. Oh, my Sam Hyde T-shirt was delivered today.
oh, show it.
Well, it's at my mama's house, so I don't have an address, man.
EBT said I'm looking thick. Yeah, boy. I'm trying to catch up to you, E. I'm trying to catch up, boy.
Yeah, Drew's hitting them weights though. I'm pretty sure
We're gonna do a thumbnail, fat and fatter.
Yes.
Next, outlining our enslavement. Let's do it.
Well, and then you could have Zyklon Benton, like kind of.
Yeah, right in the middle.
Yeah, dude, I'm so dense.
What happened? What happened? Was there a famine? And then you say, "Yeah, you caused it."
Oh man, will Benton ever get some food with these guys around?
Provo kid, you're just. It's not a bad thing necessarily. I think it's only a bad thing when there's more majority ramblers than non-ramblers.
Oh, dude, we've done way worse to Drew.
You need one rambler is good. One rambler at a time is good. But once you have too many ramblers,
yeah,
it's too much rambling, man.
We've done way worse to Drew in the past, so he's gonna be all right. Oh, we already played that. But
what was the banking collapse thing? I kind of.
It's just I think it's
for a second.
It's gonna be in the news, I think, for quite some time. I think we're in for a long one with this. So I'm already over it, man. And then I tied it in with your Project Blue Balls, or I was trying to everybody's gonna. Well, we're all gonna get whipped up into hysterics over this, and then, nothing's gonna happen. Precisely.
I think. What was the one? Silicon Valley Bank or whatever? That's the one that went under. I just kind of peeked at it. I didn't really.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even. It's 08, 09 all over again, and
but nothing happened, right? Because all the creditors or the depositors got bailed out, so ultimately nothing happened.
Yeah, and I'm trying not to go. Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I just saw I just look at the kind of the truther type headlines, like the forums, what they're writing, and it was like Biden nationalized banking today. Like I didn't even care enough to click it and see why they said that.
I can't even. I skimmed some of it, but then, I'm trying not to get too in the weeds on it. But yeah, it's just at the end of the day, there'll be like more poverty and more homeless people ultimately.
Well, ultimately, I think everyone covered it when COVID came out. It would seem like it was a targeted destruction of the middle class, like to finally wipe out the middle class once and for all. And it's still the continuation of that, it seems like.
Yeah, and I've also been talking about austerity, because that's what happened in 08, 09. It was they forced austerity on countries like Greece. And I think what we've seen in America is we're also beginning to have that, but it's more of a covert form since we don't have the actual social safety nets of a lot of these other countries, because like a lot of the countries had a lot of their benefits taken away, at the national level. In the
that's what they want, right? And I believe in that they want you on UBI and all that.
Yeah, I think so. And there's a ton of Americans on it already, and then with the stimulus payments, really pretty much the whole country on welfare, a form of welfare. So. But yeah, I'm just kind of over it. Like I think you guys have defeated me over time. I was really into the news cycle initially. But go ahead, yeah.
I was just gonna say it's just so much time to stay abreast of everything, and then ultimately nothing ever really happens. It seems like, or just the slow grind into worse living conditions for everyone, basically.
Yeah, and like Jake says here, they want you dead. It's like, well, I mean, they're kind of already killed me. If you look at me, they kind of already did.
Yurt says this collapse is in line with the launching of the CBDC, central bank digital coin.
Yeah,
Is that what that stands for?
Illumitomi's been talking about that a lot. Now, I'm wondering, is that the whole 2030 thing? Is that part of the 2030? Because I don't know that's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen like this quick, but this certainly could be a step in that direction.
So it seems like they got you on this idea of or trained you in the crypto of Bitcoin and Ethereum, everything. It's kind of fluctuates wildly. And then I do think that's what they want you on, some kind of centralized coin, so that your value of your money goes up and down, like you're forced on this coin, and then the value of the coin goes up and down based on the compliance of the population. That way you have a self-policing population. Like when they roll out masks again, if people aren't masking up, then the money coin value will go down. That way the slaves will police themselves. You know, they'll make you wear the motherfucking mask because now you're fucking with their money.
Well, absolutely. And then like the predictive programming of, when supposedly, I don't even remember the specifics, but somebody was applying for a patent of like some kind of blockchain based on people's physical movements. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
So, I mean, that's basically what you just described there, more or less.
And was it, I think it was your same stream on Sunday talking about have you on basically like a UBI but force you to like stream all day, every day or something. That's kind of where it's going.
Yeah, well, yeah. And then, this is the metaverse. Like I've said, it's pretty much ready. It's obviously not full Ready Player One, but I think it kind of is in some ways. But then just when we are in the physical space, being able to, our very locomotion and our proximity to these other people, based on an actual bit, a blockchain and all of this, it's pretty wild to think about, man. I'm burned out on it. I can't worry about it anymore, but please continue.
The Ready Player One, that's what I talked about on the Ready Player One loyalty center, where if you owed them money in the movie or you had a debt, you had to go in the VR headset for the corporation and go in there and grind out all the artifacts and special powers and all that, but not for you, for the corporation. You were just like forced into that box all day, every day.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I know you don't watch a lot of movies, but I seem to remember there was another movie with something similar to that, where the person had to go into some virtual realm and do much the same thing. So, yeah, it's just, I mean, at this point, I don't guess there's anything to be done. I freaked out about it as much as I can freak out about it. And I see some of these channels, some of these guys, and this is not to offend anybody, but some of these other channels are a little bit behind the curve, I think, with respect to the material that you were covering and I was covering to some extent.
And that's what RT was talking about earlier in the chat, as I was in Jim Bob's chat earlier today. And I said something along the lines of, like, in my opinion, anyone that didn't see through Owen right away from the beginning, that's not someone that I would personally like look to, for information or whatever. And he played my comment on the screen and like called me out, like, and his take on it was something along the lines of, in the Bible, everyone's a sinner, but they can still be redeemed. Something like that. That's not exactly what he said, but I was just like, well, okay, if you don't see a Jew from Hollywood as a red flag from the beginning, like, why would me personally, why would I listen to you?
Well, and, I don't watch Jim Bob's content other than on your channel, but, I don't think it discredits his humanity, but that is a valid point, right? Like, I mean, there's got to be something to that. He should have.
Yeah. Like, I was going to call in and then I got caught up with the kids because he was taking calls like right after that. But then I got caught up, but maybe I'll call in and tomorrow on him or something. But I was saying, like, for me, like, and then I think I'm not 100% sure, but I think he's an admitted cute-tard. Or not now, but early on. And and I called that from the beginning too. Like, that was some kind of a bullshit sap. And I have this all on the blockchain. It's all on the Instagram and everything. You can go back years and see right when I first encountered that. I was like, okay, this is bullshit. So Jim Bob might be good at getting people from lower levels of information to the next level or something. But I was saying, me personally, why would I listen to that? I mean, I'll listen to anyone and kind of take it in a little bit, but
well, yeah, and well, sorry, but you made the larger point that I was making also is that, I think it's going to limit. I'm just going to tune out when some of these other channels that I enjoy watching, when they're, treating it as legitimate. A lot of these, I call them normie narratives now. It's like, I'm just not going to be able to watch, unfortunately.
Like the bank, you're talking about the banking and all that.
That's definitely part of it. Hey, O'Shea's here. Oh my goodness.
Get this Coomer in here.
All right, here we go. Mr. O'Shea. Hey, it's nice to talk to you. What's happening?
What's up?
Just 3 of us. You gotta be careful when I'm around 2 other people. Things can get weird.
That's scary, but yeah, thank you, Benton. I didn't want to be sandwiched between Benton and O'Shea. Oh shit, man.
There ain't no fucking high-fiving each other in between with me in the middle either. No fucking Eiffel Tower.
You are a comedian. I didn't see it until just now, but yes, you are a comedian.
Who's this guy, EBT?
Oh, come on now. Damn, do I look that big? Damn.
Are you the infamous EBT? No, I don't know who EBT is. I don't know.
I'm Drew. That's not. Yeah. EBT's.
Oh, okay.
He does come on panels, but he's not available in the daytime, just so you know.
EBT?
Yeah. Just so Mr. O'Shea knows. But good to have you, sir. Welcome.
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to respond to, or?
Well, I popped in a few minutes ago when you had me on your stream going a little bit. You got some theories. You got some things you're trying to figure out.
I'm still in the early phases of the. I do a lot of pop psychology, so I'm in the very early phases, and I caught some of it because I was actually watching Paul Unslaved just about every day when you were on there, and then Jeff and his lady, I forget her name, they were in their own box.
Annie, let's refer to
Annie. Yes. So you were in your own box, and then they were in their own box, and I was watching regularly, and then one day you're in there. You're all 3 in one box. So that was. But I didn't follow too much of it after that. I was doing my own thing over here.
Yeah, reality, the metaverse meets real life. I did that one other time with Austin Murphy. I showed up at his place and showed up on stream, and people. That was the first. He's the first one. He was Project Zero. It hasn't been working out too well because when I went to Austin Murphy's place, I went to buy his dog some dog food, and while I was in the store with his dog in my car, his dog took a shit in my car and then proceeded to run loops around my car, stepping in the shit and stepping on everything in my car. And so that was nice and interesting and good times. But
I think O'Shea's coming in hot. Ask the chat though. To me, it sounds really loud when he's talking.
All right, let me see if I can adjust some of this.
It might just be me. Ask the chat.
I could turn the volume down a little bit. Let me see if that might make a little difference.
Well, maybe the hosts could figure that out, possibly. I don't know.
But yeah. So then I don't know what's worse: the dog fucking shit grenade in my car, or the shit grenade from this fucking fallout of Jeff and Allie. But Paul Enslaved makes a good point. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have to go down there, and it didn't have to go down like that. You know what I mean? Like you could pick up red flags and different things. You got to know your worth in situations. So I just, there's a few things I overlooked, and there was a little value in myself that I overlooked. You know what I mean? So I kind of say it like that.
Sorry, I was laughing at a comment. My bad.
What's it?
I just can't read the chat. I can't listen and read the chat at the same time. I don't have that.
No.
Drew's able to do it somehow, but I'm not able to.
Years of experience. So you outed that bitch as a dirty whore, basically, right, Brian?
Well, I wasn't going to, really, until Jeffrey started. He started acting like I don't know what the fuck he's acting like. He's acting like nothing happened. Like you don't know about nothing. He's trying to come at Paul a certain way. So I was like, all right, fuck it. You want to act like that? And she wants to. I don't know, man. Them two are just creep me the fuck out, dog. I'm more disappointed in myself. Why do I fucking get involved with people like this? she's just weird, bro. And I think she's more. I suspect that she might. I don't know, bro. I'll put it out there. I'm just saying it's a speculation. She might be some sort of. She could be like a weird nympho type, acting like a dude. She'd be like a dude, bro. But like, for not dude reasons. I don't know why girls would be like that. Like, sexually acting like dudes.
How old is she? A lot of these younger ones are like that.
Well, she's 33, but I asked her if she could go back to an age and pick an age to choose, and she said 26. Because like I heard you could do that with alchemy at some point. You could just basically like stay in age for a certain while. No, that's a different subject. But no, that's an interesting psychological thing. She's already 33 with she has like 0 body fat basically, and like she has a nice body. Obviously, she's pretty, but like, why would you want to go back a few years? Like that seems weird. Like, 'cause I would want to stay basically my age. And on your channel, I asked a 62-year-old woman the same question. She said she wanted to stay 62. So it's weird how some people react to this shit. But yeah. But did you watch the rest of your stream when I got into it with that woman, vegan Venus Cupcake? We went back and forth a little bit.
No, I think I missed that part. Yeah.
Yeah, her and Snafu are mortal enemies, but yeah. I don't know.
I do I enjoy listening to the ladies, but when they're like screeching, it's hard for me to listen to. So.
Like fucking Sun Piz.
Yeah.
You know that chick?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. But you're inside, I noticed. I thought you lived, I mean, this is not a pejorative. I've been homeless for many years, but you're in a house there, or you're in a domicile.
Yeah. At my cousin's place in California.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I've been debating getting on the road and just going to Arizona and figuring something out, but I don't know. Lubass might have put something in my ear because that's what I've been doing these last few years is just like keep getting in the car and thinking the next spot that I drive to is going to be like the spot. You know what I mean?
Yep. Wherever you go, like, there you are.
A lot of stuff. We'll say it again.
Oh, sorry. Wherever you go, there you are. You know.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly. I was just gonna say that. Like you learn in AA, they say everywhere you go, yourself is gonna follow you. Is gonna come along with you. So you might as well just deal with that. So I don't know. There's some of that going on, but there is something to these states, like in laws and shit like that Paul will bring up. So, but there's also something to be indoors and being able to work and maybe get a better situation to live in, because my car is not an ideal situation. Like you seem like you're on the road. You said you're at a Walmart or whatever. So like whatever setup you got seems much more workable. You know what I mean?
Oh, I drive a big rig. Yeah, I live in my workplace. Yeah, I'm a truck driver.
Oh,
but it works for me, man. It works great for me. Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, because I've done a lot of miles. I've gone all across the country just like you big rig drivers. So I understand why you would enjoy that. It's nice to travel around and physically be in other states. You know what I mean? At least.
Oh yeah, I love the driving. The industry's horrible. I don't recommend it to anybody. But yeah, definitely. I feel like I'm leaving Drew out over here. You got anything, Drew?
I know. I was just gonna say the same thing.
I'm good. I'm just reading the chat, man. I'll chime in.
All right, good. I need to make you admin over here. You could be highlighting comments right now. They were making fun of me because I actually do live streams while I'm driving the big rig, Mr. O'Shea. And they're making fun of me because I can do all that while I'm driving, but then I can't listen to you and read the comments at the same time. But when I'm driving down the road, I can just barely see the screen. Like I can just kind of see the comment when I'm driving. Not really, because my eyesight's not that good. I can see really far though, but I can't see close up that good. So they were making fun of me in the chat.
I got the opposite one.
Yeah. Yeah, it was time for a new prescription, but dude, we're getting old. You're not as old as me though. You're like 40, I think, right?
I'm 48.
Oh shit. Yeah. A lot of 48. I'm 47. A lot of us running around about this age. Yeah. That's a trip. What were we doing before, you know? It's like now we're all in the fucking metaverse talking to each other in a fucking box, dude. It's weird.
Yeah,
Drew's 44, by the way.
Yeah, what was the conclusion then with that girl, Brian? Like, I missed like the end of it all.
Well,
with the girl and the guy.
With Jeffrey, well, she was supposed to come over like the day that like kind of shit went down on Paul's stream with Jeffrey, and like because things were like quote unquote cool between the three of us before that stream happened. She was like scheduled to come over. I don't know if she was gonna, but she was supposed to come over to my cousin's house after work, right, for the second time. And so anyways, then that stream happened, and then I ain't seen her since. But like, no, the way it's left now with us, like after because I've been learning a lot too these last few days or week or two, whatever it's been, like about the whole situation, about myself. The way it's left now is, the way I look at it is, they're fucking. I mean, all right, I got my issues, right? But they just got something going on, bro, that I shouldn't have been a part of, really. They got something going on between them two and their weird ass relationship and their weird ass personality disorders. That, like, I know this is a strange way to answer your question, but I'm just trying to let you know that how I feel about the situation, where I'm at with it. Like yeah, man, because they've made some streams since then, especially their latest one that they took down, where they're acting all surprised. They didn't like come out and bold say like, oh, he never did that. But the way they were just reacting was just weird to all this. And the way Jeffree was coming on, going after Paul, like, oh, she would never cheat on me. She never cheated on me. She didn't do nothing with O'Shea. She would never fuck him for $1 million. You know what I mean?
And she was sucking you up. Is that what you were saying?
I hate this, like, getting into details like this, bro. But
well, let's just say like shit was happening. How about that?
Yeah, bro, I don't even want to fucking say what I did with her, bro. That's lowering my fucking value.
You ain't gotta like get into specifics, but basically he was wrong then when he said that.
It sounds like there was contact.
There you go.
I know everyone fucking wants, but it's like,
I don't want the detail.
Yeah, we don't want the detail. I'm just trying to like verify that what he's saying.
No, but when
Paul,
Jeffree says stuff like she won't fuck O'Shea for $1 million, like,
so you're saying he's full of shit, basically.
Yeah, that's a weird thing to say.
Dead wrong. He's been proven wrong. Like fucking. He's saying that it never happened. That's wrong.
Do you get the feeling? Because I'm obviously I'm not there. I barely followed it, but it seemed like maybe they were trying to like lure you into some kind of threesome or something. Did you ever get that vibe?
I think ultimately Jeffree, like however he's trying to play it. Yeah, that's what the vibe I was getting. That the three of us were going to be in some sort of love triangle. Fucking weird shit. I don't know. Fucking yeah, Jeffree probably wanted to get more weird. I don't know what the fuck's going through his head, but
that was my read, by the way. A one way from him to you, but not back the other way. That's what I perceived.
Like the way the dude, he's the one that gave me the address. He's the one that, like, the first time I was like, flirting with her, whatever you want to call it, or heavy, like creepily coming at her strong. The way he, like, his body language and everything, everybody said it, the way he reacted to all that. That's what kept perpetuating it. And that's how the Wizard said. He said placated to this whole idea for a couple months leading up to me meeting them.
Yeah, like, why would a man invite a dirtball like you into their house with their woman, right? Unless he wanted in on that action, man.
Oh, jeez.
He wanted to see your O'Shea face. That's what I think.
Because even at one point, like, me and her were kind of like snuggled up on the futon, doing whatever, and then he walked in the room, and she kind of popped up, right? Like, because we were laying down, and then he kind of pushed her shoulder, like, no, like, go ahead, like, lay back down with him, basically, like, you know what I mean, like. So his whole, I don't understand, and this was like
some homo shit. That dude's a homo, then.
Yeah, that's strange. That's one thing we've been talking. That's one thing I've been addressing is I've detected a lot of repressed homosexuality in some of these, in some of the various, circles of the internet. Anyway, that's my opinion only, but I know I'm right in some way. And I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about just generally. I'm seeing a lot of it, but it seems like it's not being talked about. What's that?
I don't understand, like, all this repression and denial or whatever they got going on, multiple personalities. Like, why are they, like, lying to themselves and lying to us?
Yeah.
Like, what?
I don't know anything about it, but it sounds like to me that other dude is gay and he wants to, like, get you in there, but he might not even admit it to himself yet. You know what I mean? And then he's trying to get it through, like, you pass this girl off to you, and whether he watches or joins in or whatever, that way he can kind of satisfy that fantasy, but he might not admit it to himself.
Yeah, there's something weird going on between the two of them, because if you see them sometimes when they're sitting together, you can see them past videos, like the way they like bump elbows and shit. It's like brothers and sisters, the way they're like, there's an angry kind of like, get your elbow off me, kind of like fighting for space where it's just like weird. Like, why would you be aggressive like that to someone, to your companion sitting next to you like that? Like, there's some weird dynamic with them too. Like, and even when I came out, even when like they were replaying me talking about the details, and Jeffrey was clearly like having like epiphanies you could see in his head, like, yeah, O'Shea really probably did all this with her, and then her like basically denying it, because he like asked her at one point, well, what did you do with him on the hike? She's like, we talked a lot, we talked about all this deep shit. And it's like, you know, they didn't confront the direct issue that Jeffrey was directly denying on other streams, and it's just weird. And like, oh, but my point was that like when he started like getting epiphanies and I could see him in pain a little bit, that's when she perked up with smiles and like looking at him, and he was looking away. And I was like, damn, she's like perking up with like happy energy.
Yeah, that's a fucked up relationship.
Yeah, you're better off. I just think you're better off avoiding all that personally.
Oh, for sure, bro. At very least I could catch something if someone's that freaky and that dishonest. Because she said at one point, she's like, oh, I hang around a lot, dude, but I'm not fucking them. And then she's like,
bullshit.
Yeah, that, but I'm not fucking them. Like, you know, that should have been a red flag to me. Or it will be, I guess, in the future, something I could use. So, I don't know. I just want to clean myself out, man. I don't know, man. But,
well, you're in California. There's plenty of free clinics, I'm sure. If you need.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. That's the point I'm trying to bring up. Because, like, I don't want to get none of that fucking, like, antibiotic shit. So I'm trying to, like, research, dude, because I don't know what the fuck this bitch is on, bro. And it's, like, crushing my value, like, with other girls. Like, damn, man. Jeffrey's 300 and her, these fucking dirty people, bro. Why I fuck with dirty people, bro?
Yeah, man. That's heavy, but that's real.
But I'm not saying 300 makes you dirty, but like, because trust me, I've had my adventures.
Wait, you talking about 300 body count? Is that what you're talking about?
That's what he's saying here. Because he used to be a quote unquote rock star or whatever in Hollywood.
For him. Is that men and women combined 300?
Yeah.
It might be.
Who knows what they got into it in Hollywood, man? These young men, a young lost soul like him with a bunch of money in Hollywood, probably got real weird.
Oh yeah.
Just like it would have been me. I almost was going to drive out there at the age of 26. If I'm 48 and I can't, and like I said, luckily this stuff happened publicly. I can meet a girl like Annie in the street, don't even know about Jeffrey, don't even know about how freaky she could be. And I don't have the public to like help me fucking see all this shit. You know what I mean? And like, I had all the eyeballs on me and I still couldn't see what everyone else saw. And I still showed up and like, it all went down the way it did. You know what I mean? I still was catching feelings for her. Like we'd go out, hang out, do our thing. And then I'm all catching feelings for her. And then we're right back hanging out with Jeffrey and her while they're kind of like holding hands, kissing and shit. And I'm fucking like, I want to be the one holding, you know what I mean? So it's just, I'm like a little boy or something.
Yeah, you're too old for that shit.
Yeah. Well, and our minds go into the gutter, but I think you might have caused some feelings there. Maybe before you met him, maybe like over the internet, there was some feelings, right?
Yeah, but why? It's all just like lust shit though, right? What did she get? What did she show me other than beauty that
I don't know.
I was so head over heels for? You know I mean,
well, you actually had conversation with her, didn't you? I mean, I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I do think there's something there with her. We did have some nice moments, and you know, obviously there's something there with all of us. You know what I mean? But we all got our issues to different degrees, and it's just like, if I'm gonna help her, you know, that's what men should do. Probably is help women and children or lead them right. By me showing up there, that's what Paul says. You fuck them out of their destiny, future, and my own. So it's just like, what was positive about that situation, other than, yeah, you could tell by looking at someone. There's something there. There's something there with her. But there's.
Well, now you know though. Now you know better. But can you do better?
Well, and we know, and I'm a big comedy fan, so we know with comedians, a lot of times sometimes they have access to kind of some strange, you know, sexual interludes, you know, as a, you know, part of the lifestyle. So maybe I'm just speculating, this could be a lesson learned for you as far as, you know, if you continue to advance in your career. And I wish you well with that. Not that this is a big enough show, but we could plug your dates, you know.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Stand up
appreciate
dates.
that.
Yeah.
That's why it's nice to be active and put my face out there, because sometimes I'll start doubting myself. But it's nice that we can inspire each other. You know what I mean? You got this live stream. That's one thing I'm hip on lately is the inspiration we give each other. I look at it like a perpetual motion machine. And that word inspired, there's probably something there if you break it down. I need to do a little more research into it. But like the way I look at it, there's like a spark of light in there somehow, like inspiration and like free energy, like little sparks of light, little sparks of energy that we give to each other at this time. You know what I mean? To keep to sort of exponentially keep progressing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You could probably meet some ladies with that kind of talk.
Yeah. Get my own cult going here. Get my own harem.
Oh no, don't do that. Like I
harem.
pointed out, the problem with starting a cult is the cult leader spends all his time with the type of people who will join a cult. So that's the problem with that.
Right. You just get stupider over time.
Yeah, we saw it with this guy because we're in the conspiracy streets, me and Drew here. Well, I am, and Drew is as well, I should say. And there was this guy, Matt, Quantum of Conscience, and he had this big channel in the conspiracy world. And dude, these people in his comments, they were such sycophants. I think after a while, the content creator can't really tell their good material from their bad material because they're only getting positive feedback. Like it's not a genuine thing. I think I think we've seen it with Archaics also. What do you think, Drew? I think that's the same thing with Archaics possibly.
Yeah, I think it's tough for anybody really when you're just getting your ass licked all the time and like no one's there to be real with you and say, hey, what the fuck are you doing here? I'm on Brave browser. The shit's crashing on me. Let me drop out and I'll come right back on Chrome. I don't know why I always do that.
Cool. Have you ever been to his channel, Brian?
You gotta kick me. I'm frozen. I can't even do anything.
Right. Yeah, that's he's Chalk Body Outlines, his channel. I don't know if you've ever been over there.
I may have seen it around. I don't know if I've seen anything on there though.
Yeah, he does really good thumbnails, but he's been doing the conspiracies. He covers a lot of conspiracies, and then he's had me on his channel here and there. So yeah, he's a good dude. EBT also, and then there was some crossover with the Paul Enslaved there for a while, and I know Drew went up on the panel over there, and they had a lot of arguments and such. I don't know how much of that you were privy to. So it seems to all be coming together, though.
Yeah, the EBT, I'd have to see him because I know we spent a lot of hours duking it out with him over at Paul's. I must have been around for it, but I took a break here and there, like for a week or two here and there.
Yeah,
so I might have missed some of that. Or I just
yeah,
gotta be
Paul
reminded.
kept calling him fat. I think kept making fun, but that's probably a lot of people. But yeah, he made fun of him. But and then one of those videos that this guy Carl made about the white gorilla video and all that. This guy Carl made that video, and EBT's in one of those videos. So
is Carl a hater of Paul, or is neutral, or does?
Well, and see, I don't know how much experience you've had on the internet in general. There's like a whole culture of troll people who troll the live chat, but then there's some people are better at it than other people. He's one of the ones that's really good at trolling the live chat. So in my opinion, he brings a lot. He actually adds to the thing. But then I'm not criticizing. This is not a criticism, but I've noticed that some people, and I do this sometimes too. Sometimes I just start like yelling at the people based on what they're saying, but I don't really get triggered. But some people actually kind of get triggered, and then they're like, hey, we'll come up here and say it. But like, dude, some of these people are just never going to come up on the panel no matter what. And it's not necessarily because they're timid or they're shy. They're just not. It's just not going to, So I look at it as they're contributors, me personally. But go ahead, sir.
Yeah, and that's an interesting dynamic that Paul Enslaved has in his chat, where the trolls and like the moderators, he don't have them, and like if people buck up, they usually get either called out by the chat or by the people on panel. But yeah, I do that a lot, and I'm trying to understand if it's triggering or what it is with me. But I'll look in chat, and if someone comes against me, I'll immediately get on them and invite them up to come talk about it. And it's backfired on me a couple times. I feel like I invited people up, and then like I felt like I looked a little stupid, or they had a point to what they're saying. But at least sometimes I could do that. If someone's got a point, I could at least see it and not have to fight my argument, even though I'm wrong or whatever.
Yeah. Well, and Drew here, he had a Discord server years ago, and it was everybody just abused everybody in the text chat so much that I'm immune to it. I will occasionally, spurg out, but dude, I don't really get triggered by the chat so much anymore. So I see that in some channels where I think the person running the broadcast is just hasn't had that level of abuse yet to not be bothered by it. What do you think, Drew?
We had to make sure you were ready to go to war, man. And then we said the reason we do it is for that. And then Benton said, fuck you. That's not the reason you do it. Fuck you.
Yeah.
And now he says, look at me. I'm made of steel because of the Discord.
Yeah, there's something to that. I ran the fucking gauntlet.
Yeah, so Stephen Crumley said the Discord was like a chow hall in Fed prison. It was pretty brutal.
Yeah, it was wild, but it's still just the internet, at the end of the day, it's just the internet. And then I kind of tie this in with your whole saga with this couple. I wonder how much internet experience some of these people have, and if that ties into it, like I'm assuming you've probably been on the internet for quite some time, I'm guessing, Mr. O'Shea.
Yeah.
But then,
familiar with it. Yeah.
But have these people, I'm wondering, like, are they experienced on the internet?
Jeff and Allie?
Hard to tell. Yeah.
They're probably their whole life is that all they do is argue and debate and troll, and they're Jeffrey. And anyways, and she seems to be pretty involved with it too through Jeffrey. But Jeffrey, that's their world basically, is controversy on the internet. It seems to me, because Jeffrey made a statement. I took down 2 big, whatever they are, famous people already, like, or something like that. Like he was trying to say,
deleted their channel or what?
Or I don't know. Yeah, what he means like by that. But he was looking the way, if I heard it and remember it correctly, he made some statement. I already took down 2 big players, and Paul, insinuating that Paul would be another one.
Yeah, that's where it goes too far, is when you're trying to like take people, like deplatform them and shit like that. That's fucked up.
Yeah, that's what people do. That's what I'm learning, bro. They'll try to sue you. They'll get violent towards you. They'll smear your name. I learned through this shit and through comedy, man. Like through my journeys through it. Like people will do anything to destroy you. And then what I'm learning is how to stand up and hold my position and fight back. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times they're scumbags, bro. It's like, fuck. And then they make me doubt myself too. Like, damn, I think there's something to what they're doing. It's like, nah, just stand up for yourself. Fuck these people. You know what I mean? 'Cause a lot of us take shit.
The people can they create, and if they're not creative people, then they try to like tear down other people because they're unable.
Yeah, dude, I'm starting to think there's a lot of spiritual warfare going on, man. There's demons that get into people. Demons probably get into me. They probably come and go with certain moods.
Yeah, there's 100% demons.
Absolutely.
So then what would be on the other side? Angels? So is this a whole thing with angels and demons that kind of possess us during certain times? If that's true, that's beautiful to me. I'd obviously rather have the angel in me, but we get attracted to the demon. We want to check it out, right? Like children, we want to check out the
promised the demon promised you some worldly thing.
Yeah, whisper in your ear. You ain't shit. You ain't shit. He'll either convince you ain't shit, or that I need some material shit. You need to go get that pussy. You need to go get that money. You ain't shit though, or don't even get the money. Like you ain't shit. You don't worth the money. You ain't worth the girl. So either way, like, but then if you go to the angelic side, which would be like your gut, I feel like that discernment that Z was talking about, now you're tapping into something to where you could combat it, bro. So it's nice too, to feel like a battle. Okay, there's a little battle going on. There's a struggle. I could get some muscles. I could get some training from this. And there's these little battles, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, absolutely. Like that experience you went through with those people, like you said, what good could have possibly come out of it? Well, now, like I said, now you know for the next time.
Yeah.
You'll be
putting in probably perfectly happening perfectly.
Test you.
Yeah, because like maybe I start getting a little more fame here at some point here in the future. And like, yeah, like Benton was saying, I'm going to be around situations like that. And now I'm going to have a different perspective. I ain't going to be so, even with any girl, I feel like, because I was going way just on the other end of the pendulum. I started going into Whole Foods, and there's always a badass chick with yoga pants in Whole Foods. But then I wasn't even trying to look at them. I was like trying to sense their personality without even having to look at them. I didn't even want to look them up and down. I'm just like, ugh. But then I could sense them wanting to look at me, noticing that I'm not looking at them. I don't know, bro. Like,
yeah, that's what they.
You know what I mean? You know, because my energy was just different. I wasn't thirsty. I was just like, I got value. I don't even need.
And they're like, what's wrong with this guy? He's not looking at me. And then they'll start.
Right. Then they take a second look. What's his deal? Who is this?
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with this?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I liked how Benton said it on his stream the other day. He said the human being, well, I'm paraphrasing Benton, so correct me if I'm wrong. The human being is the substrate of the spiritual warfare between the angel and the demon.
Yeah, we're the battlefield. It's being waged through us or on us, upon us. We're the substrate.
Yeah, because we're the earth. We're the body. Like there's a spirit, there's heavens and earth. And since we're the salt of the earth, we're the earth. Yeah, then the demons, yeah, we're like the plastic wrap, the firmament between earth and heaven or something, some plasmic fucking energy. I don't know how you phrased it, but like, yeah, that makes sense to me. There's something there.
Substrate. Yeah. Well, and I don't want to go, I'm going to reference the Bible for a specific reason, but the Bible talks about the disembodied, the wicked spirit goes out of a man and then it's walking in the dry place, seeking rest and finding none. And that's, the man repented and cleaned up his life, and then the demon had to leave. So then when the demon is not able to, experience whatever sin through a human body, now it's, that's very uncomfortable. So then after time in the story of the Bible, then the spirit says, okay, well, I've had enough of this, more or less. Let me go back to my home, meaning the man. And then when the demon went back to the man, he found his home. The demon's home was well swept and taken care of. The man had reformed, but he never really corrected his behavior. So then the demon went back in the man and took seven demons more wicked than him. So that the final stage of the man was worse than when he started. And like, that's a story in the Bible, man. And I'm not like some big Bible guy necessarily, but that's some pretty heavy shit.
Oh, because he didn't he like cleaned up his outer appearance, but he didn't reform his inner stuff.
Well, he did what he needed to do to have the demon come out of him, but then he didn't stick to it. So whatever.
Oh, right.
But I'm just reading between the lines. It's not written. You'd have to go read it.
Right.
This is not how it's written. This is my interpretation. So then because the man went back to his old ways, it's like a legalese. Like now, and I talk about demons and demonology quite a bit over here. And I think it works on a legalese where if I'm not doing right, that the demon can actually appeal to the Most High and say, hey, since he's not acting right, now I'm enabled to go act upon his flesh, basically. But then if I do really get my affairs in order, then the demon can be expelled out of my energy sphere. And as long as I behave correctly, it can't come back, but it'll still try. And dude, I've experienced this. This is my testimony. I have been delivered from wicked spirits, unclean spirits, and demonic spirits in the name of Jesus. That happened in my life. And dude, they don't want to leave, I can assure you. And I might still have a couple left, but eventually I'm going to get them all up off of me. But that's as much preaching as I want to do. I preach occasionally, but I keep it very limited because I know not everybody wants to hear it. But
yeah,
I do think it's something not talked about too much nowadays.
Yeah. And I heard there's this alchemist called Fortune de Saint Germain. He's a relative of the Count de Saint Germain, a historical figure, famous person. And well, anyways, the man who's alive now, Fortune de Saint Germain, he says that one of the things you could do, to get rid of some entities that might be bothering you on a daily basis, whatever, is you could like make a circle in the ground. Like what I would do is just point, kind of like visualize a circle, or you can make a physical one, I guess. And then like you step into it and then you imagine a counterclockwise white vortex tornado of white gold is the color. So it's a counterclockwise vortex going from that circle up, you know what I mean? And like, so it's going to be going down though, counterclockwise. So it's going to go from up to down as the motion of the energy. So like, and you say, I command you to come into the light and sound of God, obeying the law of one. And then the entities will go into the earth, the evil entities. And then when they go into the earth, they'll get transmuted through the earth, just like anything dirty that is left on the ground, made of carbon or whatever, eventually becomes transmuted into something that could grow something beautiful or whatever. You know what I mean? So, and I did want to mention Crow.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go. I want to hear this.
Because if I could backtrack my ideas here, so Crow, was tied into something I wanted to bring up that we were talking earlier. I don't know if I could do it, but give me 1 second. I wanted to talk about how Crow. Fuck, I lost it, dude. Let's just keep. I'll try to get it back.
I'm a fan. I like his podcast a lot, Crow 777. That's actually when I first heard Paul Enslaved was on there.
Yeah, me too. And fuck, I thought I was getting close. I'll get it if we just keep chatting. But yeah,
no worries, man.
It's interesting my ideas on Crow now, because Crow was like my main influence in my life. Like probably when I first found him in like 2020 or whatever it was, 2019, 2020, and like right around when COVID I think was kicking off. Because like I was learning from Sam Tripoli's Tinfoil Hat podcast. Because I was talking to conspiracy theories. I had a conversation with Sam Tripoli in LA, and he was talking about the shooting in Vegas. This must have been 2017, 2018, you know what I mean? And they were talking about the shooting in Vegas that happened, I don't know, somewhere around that time. And like he was putting the conspiracy angle on it, right? And I was like, oh wow, this dude's really radical with conspiracies. Where now that would be like obviously that's a conspiracy, you know, but back then I was still like questioning things maybe, or you know what I mean? And so like so he was a big influence in terms of getting me more deep in the conspiracy.
Church coming over, and I do not want it smelling like weed. So
okay. All right, we'll do.
And them church folks don't want to smell that weed. Better open that window.
See, 48 years old. I got. So, but it's all good. It's better than being in the car. But
whew. Yeah.
Sorry, I got this. I gotta open shit up. But so what was I? Where did I leave off? Right there.
Shouldn't have
I
forgot.
was talking about
Vegas shooting.
Oh
It was-
yeah,
the Vegas
Sam
shooting,
Tripoli. Sam
I was
Tripoli.
I'm trying to lead down a path here to Crow and everything. So like this is me getting now deeper into conspiracies, like listening to Crow, Sam Tripoli's podcast, and then through Sam Tripoli, you know, in the higher side chats, those type of conspiracies. Then since Crow 777 was the first person to ever interview Crow 777 was what's his name from higher side chats, and that's how I got introduced to Crow. And then Crow, I was just hooked on Crow. Like he was my main influence from then on, from like 2020 for like a couple years, until I found Paul's like show and I got involved with Paul's show. Now I feel like Paul's my main influence in my life. You know what I mean? In terms of learning things about how the world works, you know, but now I'm like backsliding on Crow. Like I'm not even a member on their forum, because like I feel like we're just on a different level. Like the stuff Paul's doing and this stuff's like a different level. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
I've been watching it quite a bit. And sorry to step on.
Why do you feel that you need some kind of like influencer or whatever to?
No, I'm just saying. Well, I'm not saying I do, but I think it's just becoming obvious that I do, or like or I'm just saying I think I need it. I need direction and to be like, because I feel like, you know, look at this situation with these people. Like, bro, clearly I got a long way to go in terms of learning about the world, and it's like I feel like I'm learning. Like Paul show's helping me like navigate this world and learn how the world works and become a man, you know what I mean? And like Crow like helped me with conspiracy theories, or like learn how to work like the sky clock. He got me really into like flat earth, or not that I say the earth's flat, but like that it's not whatever the fuck they're telling us probably. And then we probably didn't go to the moon, and the way everything works is not how they told us. I don't know how you guys feel about that stuff, but if you guys are globe troters or not.
No.
Drew over here had a lot to do with post-conspiracy. People who've kind of been down all the rabbit holes and sort of came out the other end of it.
Yeah, and then it's not necessarily that you go back to believe the mainstream or anything, but it's almost like you don't even care about it anymore. Or specifically what I'd kind of talk about is now.
I don't want to see that. Our men just open the back door and go outside.
Go to your room, young man.
Out with you.
Go to your room.
He's
No,
frozen.
like
Oh, he's back. Okay, good.
I'm kind of the like way further down than maybe Crow's willing to go, even or not. I don't know, but like that the conspiracies themselves are kind of put out there, much like a TV show, just to capture and distract people they can't get with sports or news or any of that kind of stuff. There's a different type of mindset person, so then they create all these conspiracies, and they would be, you know, these think tanks, Tavistock, whoever, creating them all, because they kind of all lead to nowhere and nothing ever happens ever, other than 9/11 and Kennedy assassination. Everything else, nothing really ever has happened.
Yeah, Project Blue Balls.
Yes.
What do you guys think of Meltology?
Oh, that's right.
Exactly what I'm talking about. That's another. It's probably created by some think tank or something. Just another 1,000-hour rabbit hole to like get people invested in.
Why you think that? You researched it?
Yeah, I've researched all this shit, man.
He's researched all of them.
Everything.
Like, for real. Every one of them. I'm not even
It's
kidding.
just, I mean, come on.
I don't think you
It's to the
researched
point, it's to the point though where we're going to mountains are melted buildings. I mean, this is just on the surface level is ridiculous, right? And then I can see the connections they make when they look at it that way, and they can draw it out with a red pen on top of it or something like that. But then it's based on nothing, right? It's all 100% speculation. There's no basis for it. This looks like this, so it must be this. This mountain before.
Are you a flat earther?
I wouldn't consider myself a flat earther, but
Are you a flat earther?
I was into it.
It's not a globe or a ball, but I don't know the shape. But it's definitely not a ball.
That's where I'm at with it, and I could care
Yeah,
less.
but you guys could say you guys both are concluding that the Earth is not a ball, but you're going to say that the fact that there could be bricks, that these mountains could have been bricks, that's completely ludicrous. But the
I
fact
didn't
that the
say that.
mainstream version is that the Earth is a ball.
I love conspiracies. I didn't. Drew said that. I didn't say that.
The mountains
No, but I'm
are
saying
not
Drew,
bricks.
I'm saying Drew.
Yeah, it's not bricks, dude.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is you're going to go against, you're going to say that's so ludicrous, that's so weird, but the mainstream story is, and all these rocket companies saying that the Earth is round and we go to space and we do all this shit and fucking, but you're going to say, okay, no, it's not a ball. You're going to say that's not weird to think that. But when it comes to these mountains and melted bricks, then you're going to make that one ludicrous. Why can't they equally be ludicrous? And why is one more ludicrous than the other?
That's a fair point.
They're the same, I would say. The NASA and the ball and the melted building are the same distractions for people.
Well, you have a
An
point,
entire-
but it's not really even. I don't consider them really distractions. I consider them truths. Like fucking whatever the fuck the shit is. It's not what they're telling us.
The
like,
same
and the
people that
mountains to me-
study NASA, though, they consider that to be a truth. The NASA fanboys, who I was one of them at one time. I loved space and all that bullshit, and I spent so much time like researching planets.
But
and
bro,
all
when
that.
I look up at the stars, when I feel the stars, when I go out places where you can even see them better, and you try to have a connection and communication with whatever those luminaries are, and you take telescopes out and you zoom in on them, it doesn't feel like it's what they're telling us, right? So whatever the fuck this is, we're not zooming around at $1 million and go at a million miles an hour and everything's fucking moving in a beehive fucking thing. That seems ludicrous, bro. So like,
I agree. And then, I would say the same thing about a mountain. A mountain's not a fucking brick. That seems ludicrous to me.
Right, but let me tell you how I get empowered by my vision, where I am able to see the mountains are bricks, because maybe I'm a shaman type person, because the shamans are the people that can see it before other people. And to me, it's clear as day when I look at that shit now, and I get empowered by it, bro, because it's telling me there's something weird about this world, there's something different about this world, there's something special. That's like I don't know how or why it is like that, why all these mountains are bricks basically, but I'm being convinced that it is. And to me, there's something to it, and I think I almost feel special that other people can't see it, and it's so obvious to me. And I find it strange that other people can't see it.
That's my conclusion of what the entire conspiracy game is based on. It's to make you feel like you have this.
Yeah, but to your point, I know where you're going.
It's all worldly
Special
knowledge,
knowledge.
so it has nothing to do with like anything spiritual or anything. It's all worldly.
Right. No, you have a point. But what I'd like to do is, with all this stuff, is not to focus on it. What you do is you have it in the background. So you have it as, yes, there's something to the scars and the stars. There's something they can help us. Yes, there's something that these mountains were bricks, but don't focus on it and put all your energy in it and try to convince other people. Just have it as your own little personal knowledge, because what you're saying is true, because we got to first focus on this slavery and genocide and like our freedoms and getting out of that shit, but have that other stuff there, knowing that there's some power to it, there's something to it, but it's not. Yeah, I do think you're correct. It's not, because if you're a slave and in genocide and you're making YouTube videos 100% focused on Meltology while you're fucking being a bitch, getting extorted every day, getting pulled over, handing over IDs, taking it up the ass, and not fucking standing up and being a leader in your community, then you're a fucking bitch. I don't give a fuck what knowledge you have about mountains. I don't give a fuck what you know about the stars. If you can't fucking stand up for women and children and your family and yourself and protect your property, you're a bitch.
Yeah,
There's
I would,
truth to
I would
that.
agree with that. Yeah, absolutely, definitely.
I
100%.
would personally push back on the license and all that shit, because to me that's ridiculous. Even if there is something to that, I was talking to Ben about this the other day. I do believe there is something to this free man on land. I hate to call it sovereign citizen, but there needs to be a better term for it, whatever it's called. Because I saw this video the other day. It's a 2-part video, 30 minutes each video, where this guy's in a Zoom court and he's asking the judge over and over and over, like, you know, is this under common law or admiralty law, or over and over, and the judge will not answer him. Like 50 times he must have asked him. So to me, that shows there definitely is something to that, but also at the same time, it shows there's nothing to it, because the judge does not have to stay in honor. The judge does not have to answer your question. And at the end of the day, the dude got 30 days in jail. So even though he may have been right, he had a trial, and then he got it scheduled, pushed back for a second trial or whatever. And then the judge was trying to push him back for a third trial when he kept pushing, and the judge finally gave him the 30 days. So where I'm at with that shit is, like, even though I do believe there is some shit to it, ultimately, what good is it if a judge doesn't have to honor it or acknowledge it at all? And now the guy got 30 days. Even if he kept going, he would have got 3, 4, 5 court appearances. Don't you think it'd be better to just have a license and an insurance? And at that time, to me, my time is worth more money than being put through 3, 4, 5 court processes.
Yeah, but bro, we don't even, the way I'm starting to look at it, well, the things I'm learning, and I got to do some more research, do my own reading and stuff, but like, do I understand is you don't even want to go into courts, man. You don't want to that's stupid. First of all, they search and search you, walking in through the metal detectors and everything, going through your pockets, so bitching you out right there. Then they try to make you put a mask on probably or something. Then once you get in the courtroom, you're on their turf with their fucking bogus ass fraud rules. Fuck that shit. You don't go in their courtroom unless they forcibly, already arrested you and are forcing you in the courtroom. But otherwise, you avoid that shit. And as far as my understanding, you do your communications different ways. And you
wouldn't the easiest way to
ways.
avoid it, though, be just to get a license and insurance?
Yeah, but when it comes to protecting women and children and your rights and property and doing what's right, between you and God, it's not always the easiest thing to do. You're saying, wouldn't it be easier?
Get a license is not the easiest thing to do.
Shit.
Drew's willing to die on this
Being
hill.
in a time where it's fucking
I just don't. To me, these people can do whatever they want. To me, though, I would say if I'm getting hemmed up on 30 days for not having a license, how can I protect my wife and my family if I'm 30 days in just because a judge didn't want to stay?
Well, that's why you got to fucking talk to your family about this, talk to your friends about this, talk to other community members about this, talk to your police station about this, have heart to heart with them.
They're not going to change their mind. Isn't that selfish of you to
you
want
don't have to change your mind. No, you got to have it in your heart. You're being selfish, not being a fucking man and protecting your women and children and yourself and defending your property.
I reject that.
I want to go along with these by going along with these people in Halloween costumes, pulling you over. It's better to what? Go the easy route, to be a beta man.
To be at home with my family and my kids instead of getting 30 days over some bullshit. But a judge has all the power. The police have all the power when you're in the court system. And the judge can just say, hey, contempt of court, take them away. What recourse do I have there? I have none.
Why does the 30 days? Why do you have to put this hypothetical situation of 30 days? Why can't you just say, maybe there's something to what you're saying? Maybe yes, I'm not as free. Huh?
No, I'm specifically citing a video that's from a channel called Team Skeptic. If you go there and watch, it's one of the newer ones. It's a 2-part video where there's 2 30-minute videos where this guy goes into court. It's this young black guy. He plays his cards real smooth on the sovereign citizen, for lack of a better term, and continue.
Yeah, the first words out of your mouth, you went into court. That was the first mistake.
Well, he was in a Zoom
mistake.
Court.
You don't go into court.
He was in a Zoom court.
Oh, even worse. Definitely don't do that.
But he's gotten pulled over with no license, no insurance, and no registration. So that's what the case was about. So I'm saying I do believe there is something to it, because otherwise the judge would have not let him ask that same question 50, 60 times in a row. And the judge was just dodging it until the guy continued to interrupt the judge. And finally the judge gave him 30 days. That's where the 30 days is coming. That's
Well,
where the 30
and-
days is coming from, though. I'm not just like making up a number. I'm saying in that specific example.
Yeah, but
You
they're
know-
being dumbasses for even dealing with the courts like that.
But if
well,
you
no,
don't
I
go, you
agree.
lose by
Yeah.
default. If you
A
get
lot of
pulled
them are
over, and
dumbasses.
you're
Yeah,
going to
a
lose.
lot of them are. Sorry, Drew. A lot of them are dumbasses for sure. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
Well, check this out, Drew. You sound like what you live in a city, Drew? You live in a big city?
Yes.
See, that sounds like your problem, bro. You got to get away from these big cities. I mean, I live in a big city right now too, but like, you sound like you're comfortable. I got to go to my wife and kids. I'm in my big city. I don't want to give the police problems, bro. This shit's all about to go away, dog.
Nothing's
Like-
going away ever anytime soon.
Bro,
Yeah.
it's
What's
already
going
gone
away?
away. You're already a
They got you
slave.
right
You're
where
a
they want you.
slave, Drew.
Oh man.
You're a fucking slave, dog.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything to me. You calling me a slave? A slave
Well,
is
it
a
means something
slave.
to me. And
a slave
I'll
is a
break it
slave
down to
to
you how
sin.
you are. I'll break
A
it down
slave-
to you how you
okay,
are.
break it down to me. Learn me real quick.
Well, real quick, Mr. O'Shea, before you do that, I did 56 episodes of a podcast at my website, which is no
Things
longer
Ben
there,
can do.
called, thank you, Drew, called nightmaredystopia.com. And I went on and on about how we're all going to be put in camps and all this. But this was like 3 years ago, man. This shit is, we're not going fucking Civil War. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, but if you guys can't feel
Not
what the
gonna
fuck is in the air, and if you guys can't read the fucking optics of what's going on fucking
Bro,
in the world,
I can
don't even
play
look at
you
it.
my
there.
podcast right now where I talk
You're-
just like you 2.5 years ago. It's
You
not gonna
are
happen.
you
Yeah,
are
but bro,
in a,
I'm not putting a
you're in
date
a
on
very
anything.
small bubble where it seems like there's a lot of people that care about it, but in the grand scheme of thing, it isn't dick.
Not gonna happen. Dude, I wish it
What's
would.
that?
I'm
Dude,
ready.
it's
Believe
happening.
me, I'm ready,
I'm in the
brother.
same
Nothing's,
boat. I don't
nothing's
know.
happening.
I'm
Nothing
okay.
will happen.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I want it to pop off. That's how I know it's not gonna pop off. I want it to.
bro. I don't want you two on my team when it pops off. I mean, maybe if something comes wrong.
I won't be on Team Melted Buildings.
Oh, I slept outside for 6
Stay in your big
years.
city, bro. See how it works out for you.
No, I
and
slept
keep trusting
outside
the
for
cops.
6
See
years,
how that works
brother.
out
I'm
for you,
all
bro.
good.
And
I
you
know
got no fucking
exactly how to
weapons
get
up
what
there.
I
As long
need,
as,
man.
as
Got
long
no
as you
fucking
don't have a
guns.
license,
Get what I
then you
need.
Pussies, you guys
defeated
got
the
no
Babylon
guns.
system.
Bunch of
As long as
bitches
you don't
around
have
here.
a license, you defeated Babylon, right?
Did you mention firearms? You did hear my accent, right? Shit, I grew up with all that stuff, man.
So that's all it takes is don't have a license, and then Babylon just crumbles and goes away, right?
Bro, if you no, I'm
I
not
think
saying that.
he's-
I'm
I think
saying
he's trolling you now. I think he's trolling
no, but
you.
what I'm saying is like you're in a big city. So you think there's not a problem right now being in a big city. You wouldn't rather be in somewhere more rural, kind of starting a homesteading type lifestyle. You're saying you're perfectly
What
fine
I
and you're
would
gonna stay in the
want
big
and what I would want and what I have doesn't matter. It's for what it is. So I'm in a city right now.
well, there's wants and needs, right? You might want to be in that rural homestead thing, but you need to be in the city at this moment, just like me. I would rather be in somewhere more rural, but I'm in a big city and I'm a slave. I don't know much about this law shit either. So a lot of what I'm telling you, I'm telling myself. I've been saying this on streams lately. A lot of times when I yell at people, it's to inspire myself because I'm probably talking to myself to pump myself up. Because but I see what's going on in the world, bro. And I don't like big cities. I don't like fucking police. I don't like fucking slavery and genocide. And I think you two, or you, Drew, whoever, whatever the fuck, you're caught up, bro. And your argument is weak to me.
What am I caught
You're caught up in a big city. You're caught up in not fucking going against the police at all. Just going with the easier, softer fucking thing. Like, don't do
Why would I
30
wanna
days
go
in
to
jail.
Why would I want to go to jail? I've been
Why do
to
you always have to
jail.
bring up going to jail? How about just being a fucking man and seeing the slavery and genocide and trying to fucking step up and do something about it instead of being a bitch?
If I'm put in a situation where I can take action and do something, if the police are or whatever, there's a situation where I could step in and help, I would. But we're
Okay,
talking
how about this situation? How about this situation? You're driving to the store, go get some groceries for your family after this podcast, and they pull you over and want to get your ID, want to give you tickets and shit, and you're just gonna give up your ID and get the tickets and shit, which is probably what I would do.
You
My
know what I
inspired
do?
shit.
It's called social engineering. You look the cop in the eye, you say, "Good afternoon, officer. Good evening, officer," and you play him
Just
like a
suck his dick a
fucking
little
fiddle.
bit.
And if he says, "Hey, do you know how fast you were going?" You say, "Oh man, I'm sorry, sir. I wasn't really paying
Oh, you suck
attention."
his dick some more.
Yeah, a little bit. If that means I get out of this
Yeah,
bullshit
just give him a little
ticket,
handy. Give him a little hand job to get out of the ticket.
then
Fuck
who
it.
gives
Then
a
go
who
back to
gives
your
a
wife
fuck
and
if
kids.
I can Jedi
Yeah,
mind
suck
trick,
him
which
off, and
maybe
then
it
go kiss your
won't
wife
always
when
work.
you get home, and tell your son that he could do that in the future too to get out of a ticket. That's a great example.
So what's the correct way to protect women and kids when you get pulled over by cops? Show
I
me
know the way I'm understanding it. I'm not, the way when I get pulled over now.
But you don't have a wife and kids waiting at home for you to get home with them groceries, do you?
Yeah, but there's a lot of broken women out here, and there's a lot of broken children out here, single mother and children that need a man to lead them. So there's plenty of fucking families out there women out there and children that could use a real man around to lead them somewhere. So what's the difference if we're DNA or not?
Hypothetical situation is I'm going to the grocery store to get groceries for my wife and my kids, and I'm trying to get them groceries home to them. But meanwhile, you're couch surfing across the country. Well, like it can't be in the same.
Yeah, but why don't we just stay on the subject, bro, instead of just like deferring to like insulting me, like so, dude. Because I'm struggling with this too. I'm no different than you, bro.
Situations.
No, it's not, dog. You're fucking getting a man in a costume's pulling you over and fucking with you, and you're just taking it up the ass instead of at least trying to learn about it, at least trying to understand your head. This is fucked up.
Learned all this. I've studied all this sovereign citizen shit. Maybe not like super in depth, but I have extensively studied it, and I know all about it and why you shouldn't show your license and this and that. But I'm just gonna try to get the fuck out of it if I can. It's not always guaranteed to work.
Well, and real quick, I only drive for commerce. I have a CDL. I don't even have a car. I just drive a big rig. So I pretty much have to do whatever the fuck they want me to do because I'm full on fucking corporate slave at that level.
Yeah, I mean, I got this fucking traffic ticket I got to deal with here in a couple weeks. I haven't really been doing my research. I'm just kind of procrastinating on. So like, because I handed them my ID and they gave me a fucking ticket. So I'm not saying I practice all this that I preach. I'm saying I think there's something to it. And I want to start.
I agree. There's something to it, but for me, in my situation, I recognize my time is money. I don't think of it as money. I think of it as time. I'm not going to get hemmed up in some shit that's going to cost me hours and hours and hours of future time.
Yeah, but what I don't understand is
make money.
I don't understand your attitude about it. Doing this easier, softer way. Why fucking? But what if they're dead wrong? Why not just say, hey, I want to learn more about this so that I could get more proficient, so I could stand up for myself more.
Brian,
this fucking wrongdoing.
This is where we started about the court case where the judge doesn't even have to stay in honor at all. So what's the point?
Well, real quick, sorry, Drew.
Cheat to win, and nothing's going to come of it.
I can't get a word in edgewise. Sorry, Drew. Well, here's the thing is, man, you can't talk to Drew about manhood because he's got responsibilities, and this man, based on what I see, all he does is he puts his responsibilities first. It ain't really up to him anymore. He's gonna have to do what's right for his family and his kids, period. And he's going to.
If there was some mass awakening or something, or if I thought it was near that, yeah, I would definitely be on that spot.
I don't have no kids, man. I've never.
You're saying
had
if there was a mass awakening and other people were doing something, then you might do something. That's what you're saying.
No, if I felt like you were on the precipice of a mass awakening or something, then because it's going to take.
Why don't you be the fucking inspiration for that mass winning? Why don't you do it within yourself? Why don't you become awakened within yourself and act as you want to act? Why do you got to wait for outside shit to influence you?
Because I'm trying to change the world a different way, where you are coming at this from the lens of the same way Paul does. Is you're so hyper focused on this one idea, you have this tunnel vision as this is the one and only way you can change this world is through this one thing. Well, there's plenty of other people that probably have other ways. Any problem can be solved multiple ways, right? So some people might want to get involved in government and run for local city council or whatever and change it that way. That might be one group's way of trying to influence things. Just the idea of this, the one way we can defeat it is through this license registration scam. To me, that's just, it's a non-winning battle.
To me, it's like you're not defeating things. You're fucking just standing up for yourself, and you're just doing what's fucking right.
And how does it help my family if I catch 30 days?
This is what I'm saying is he's gonna have to revert to his responsibilities because he's responsible.
It's all these people with no kids that try to lock this shit on me.
How does it help your family when you admit that you're a slave?
Hug a buddy, fuck a buddy, camp cupcake, motherfucker.
How does it help your family? How does it help women and children when you become the man that you have the potential to be, when you stand up against tyranny, when you fucking admit that you're a slave and there's genocide going around, and you could talk to them and explain to them why you're doing what you're doing and why you might go to jail for 30 days and what's going to happen during that 30 days. We have a plan. You know what I mean? You have a plan when we go out, just like you know, I have a plan when I'm gonna go driving. We can at least
I can
talk
make
about this.
more money in 30 days than what is my family
What
going
is
to do?
money gonna do to you when so you
Bro, what about okay?
you're a dumb
Listen.
fuck, Drew. Really, bro. You're a stupid fuck. You're gonna bring
one of
money
these
up. You're
people
gonna say
that
I can
you're
make
so
money in
fucking
30
dumb.
days.
You don't even know you're fucking dumb. Is how fucking dumb you are. You said Crow 777's my fucking influence, dude. That shit's like 10 years ago for me. Fucking Paul's my fucking. Why do you need someone to fucking influence you and be your fucking leader? But I'm the dumb fuck.
I say they're an influence on their teachers in my life at this time. They're teachers and mentor type situations. Why is that such a negative thing? I learn a lot from them. Why is that such a
But
negative,
now
weird
you're
thing?
stuck in the same loop as Paul is. Like, okay, don't do this or you're a slave. It's exact same copy.
I'm saying I'm agreeing with his fucking. He puts out a fucking presentation. I fucking resonate with it, so I'm trying to adopt it in
And
my
I'm
life.
telling you why it's bullshit for someone in my situation. It's not a realistic thing for me to catch 30 days because I didn't want to pay a fucking shitty little bullshit.
You need
fee.
30 days. That 30 days might be the best thing that ever happened to you, bitch boy.
Yeah, I need 30 days. Okay.
Yeah, you're a bitch,
I've done
bro.
hard labor my whole fucking life. I'm not a bitch, dude.
You're a pussy, dude. You don't fucking. Your wife don't respect you. Your children ain't gonna be real
You're
men.
looking just like Paul. You're a
I
copy
know,
pasta.
man.
Just get Paul on here at this point. Let's talk to the real
I'm surprised he's
motherfucker.
not
Go
on.
get your wife.
You're
Go get your wife and put her on
copy
camera.
pasta shit.
Go get your wife, Drew. Put her on the show.
It's just
Go bring her on here. I want to talk to her.
You're the last person I let talk in my life.
Oh, you're scared.
His
Why
wife
not?
is,
Why can't she talk? Why can't she explain for herself why you're such a
Drew's-
great guy and why you
Drew's
fucking
married to
shouldn't
the
go to jail
lovely
for 30
Layla,
days?
by the way.
Why can't she agree with your philosophy? Why are you afraid
Why
to
can't you
show
talk
that?
to me man to man? Why are you trying to
Shout
talk
out
to
to
a
the
woman?
lovely Layla. Drew's lovely wife Layla.
I'm just hearing Paul Unslaved in your empty brain. I'm hearing his phrases rattling around like pong in your head and coming out your fucking mouth is what I'm
Well,
hearing.
what does that have to do with you still being a bitch and still being the truth? You're still a bitch
Exactly.
who's a slave.
Exactly.
Yeah,
who's
she's in the
wrong
chat,
and a
by the
bunch of
way.
shit. So what does that have to do with me? Whether I'm a dumb fuck or not, you're still a bitch who's in slavery who fucking wants to suck the cop off. You just said on stream to get out of a ticket, it would be cool to suck the cop off.
Yeah, I'll fondle his balls. Too. How about that? I'll make sure I fondle his balls. Obviously,
basically
it's
what you're
not.
saying, bro. Oh, hi, sir.
Obviously, it's
Hi,
not.
fucking
I'm not
Google
gonna
Gaga.
ratio
No, sir.
him, obviously, but it's
I'm not even saying you be mean to
social
him.
engineering, dude. You can get a lot of places in life through
Through manipulation and social engineering. That's the way to get through life, not truth and fucking just standing up for fucking what the spirit wants you to do.
Listen, when you go to get a job, you don't wear what you're wearing right now, right? You put on a different outfit.
Job.
You trim
Oh,
your
you're
beard
corporate.
and all
Like
this
I'm gonna
shit.
go. Like I want to go get some corporate job. You dumb fuck.
When you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. There's certain
No, I don't.
things you can
No, I
do.
don't. I'm gonna go get a job and I'll shave my face all clean to go get a job. You
Saying
fucking
if you
idiot.
wanted to go get a job, you would wear a decent
No, I
collar
wouldn't.
shirt or something.
You
You
would,
go
you
in looking
fucking
like that.
dumbass.
You go in looking like that, you wouldn't get the job.
I
I'm
don't
saying
want
if
that
you
type of
wanted a
job that I have to do that and sacrifice myself and shave my facial hair that I love. You dumbass.
That's fine. Oh, here we go. Can't
Hey, Drew, you fucking cupcake son of a bitch. Hey, no. I'm going to talk calmly for a minute. I'm going to talk calmly for a minute. Drew, you think nothing's going to happen? Your fucking wife and kids? You cupcake fucking piece of shit, bro. Hey, do you think Hiroshima? You think anyone out there thought that was going to happen, you fucktard? You think that fucking Ukraine, all that shit? No, Drew, you are a sheep. Motherfucking cupcake hug a buddy, fuck a buddy. And you know what's gonna be funny? Is people like O'Shea are gonna be the ones taking care of your family when you run off like a little bitch, bro.
That's
because
a large fantasy in your mind, bro.
No, bro, you a bitch. You think nothing's gonna happen, bro? You sit here and not even looking at the optics, bro.
Black
no,
ass.
you're sitting here saying nothing's gonna happen. You think that America's gonna stay the same way it is the whole fucking forever, bro. You are fucking so delusional. You're such a delusional. No, you're programmed to have the family. You're programmed to stay in your house. You're programmed to raise them and follow the fucking sheep, bro. And that's all you've showed in this whole thing.
So fuck your family then is your motto?
What? No, bro. Did I ever say that? No, you're sitting here saying that you don't think anything will ever happen. In other words, you're delusional to the fact of you're not even protecting your family by not even thinking realistically. You're
won't
not
take
even
30
protecting
days.
your family by not even thinking
example.
realistically. You are a sheep.
Example.
You are a sheep that would wait for.
Motherfucker.
No, you would no. You're a sheep that
You
would
made a
sit
claim,
there
so give me
and
an
wait for the
example that
electricity to turn on for a fucking week, bro. You're a
Give me
sheep
give me
sitting
an
there
example
waiting in your
to back
house
up
for
my
your
claim.
family, saying it's okay, they'll take care of us. I'm protecting
Otherwise,
you.
you're just
Let's just
saying
stand
some
by the
shit just
TV
to say
and
shit.
wait till the electricity turns on. You are fucking programmed. You are a perfect example of the average family program sheep fucktards. Really.
Yep, exactly.
No, it's the people that are standing against the system that are deprogramming themselves.
You
You're sitting here
understand
just
this?
basically.
Listen, you're just saying shit just to say shit. Do you have an example of
Yeah, Hiroshima, you little fucktard. You said, oh,
No,
nothing's
something
going to
I
ever
did.
happen here. You think
I
anyone
did.
out there ever thought Hiroshima would happen? No, you ever think anything would ever happen? You think those. Hey, no, you are fucking. You are naive, bro. You are naive, bro. The beat system. Hey, the beat system is in play. You
Man,
are
I
a programmed
thought you were
cupcake
with a low
fucktard.
IQ.
And you are
My
a perfect
goodness.
example of the average American who depends on everything, the government, to take care of you and your family.
Yep, I'm on what do you call it? Assistance. I want the government just to feed me and clothe me and everything.
Did you send your stimulus check back, Snafu?
Who, me?
Yeah, did you return it to the
I didn't
government?
get no stimulus check.
Oh, good.
All
Me
I know
neither.
is you're a sheep, bro.
Well,
You
this
sit here and
is
say
another
you sit here and
motherfucker
say
with no
nothing's gonna happen.
kids.
You are a
Another
perfect
motherfucker
example
with
of
no
the average
kids trying to
person
tell
with
a dad
family.
what the fuck to do.
Nah, you cupcake fucking son of a
They
bitch.
got no
You know what?
motherfucking
O'Shea would
kids.
take your wife because you're such an annoying fucking piece of shit cupcake. Maybe he should be the one who helps your family survive because you're a sheep who sit there watching TV, say it's okay,
Yep.
electricity's gonna
That's what
turn on.
all day. I
Wait.
make sure I watch the 5, 6, and 10
Electricity's
o'clock.
gonna turn on. Your
every day, for
bitch
sure.
ass is stuck in a house with the programming of family. No, you are just the regular police
I'm
state world
detecting
family.
some
You don't know how
jealousy
to raise
here.
a kid.
I'm gonna go get
Detecting a
water
little
while he's
bit of
looping.
jealousy here.
While he's looping, I'm gonna go get water and then I'll be right back.
Bro. You are a fucking sheep.
Oh man. See what you've done, Snafu. Everybody's left.
He's a fucking sheep, man.
It's 3 icons and me. O'Shea's back. What's up, sir?
No, it's just when he said, when he said nothing's gonna happen in this world, and even O'Shea said, "Are you not watching the optics?" Is this guy fucking delusional? Like do people not see what the transition is happening right now here in the mainland? Okay, if this guy's sitting here thinking nothing's gonna happen, he's gonna sit in his fucking house watching Barney the Dinosaur with his fucking family, going and eating cupcakes for dinner at night. This dude doesn't see the future ahead of what's really going down. In other words, he's not thinking realistically. He's thinking like a fucking programmed sheep. I'm going to live my life. I'm going to raise my family, and I'm just going to depend on everything. Like he's not even thinking for himself.
You got an example, or you just talk? Do you just say shit just to say shit? Because I have thousands and thousands
Everything you
of hours
said
of
in this
shit of my
podcast was
philosophy.
showing a programmed sheep fuck who's raising a family, who ain't thinking realistically. Yeah, the podcast here that you just had with conversation with Brian
It's
O'Shea.
not
you are
realistic
a perfect poster child
to
for the
avoid a 30-day trial
family.
or 30 days in jail to take care of my
I'm not
family.
talking
That's
about
not
that.
realistic.
Dude, I'm
talking about that.
Oh, the 30 days.
That was the specific example we were talking
do what you
about.
want, go against the grain, do what you want. Brian O'Shea, I agree with Drew where he said, don't rely on just Paul. Don't rely on just Crow. You need to sponge up all the info you can and be you, man. Your truth, not just any individual. Be you, Brian. I agree with you on that, Drew. He shouldn't, but and it's not even about I'm a ticket on this. People are pushing the limits because shit is about to go down, Drew. And that's where
What's
you
your proof
are
of
like,
that?
nothing's gonna happen.
You're just saying
and even
things.
then, bro,
I
you
can
said
say
you talked about
words, dude. It doesn't mean
you
anything.
guys can't see the optics of what's about to happen here in the mainland.
What's about to happen?
You're fucking stupid,
What's
bro.
gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Start with that.
What's gonna happen? What do you think is going to happen? A police state
Nothing.
world, you dipshit. A police
You're
state
already
world.
in a police state world. It already
A
exists.
new world order minus. Oh, so you're in China, bro? You're in fucking Korea?
No, I'm in America,
motherfucker. You see that house you live in and you're on a microphone doing a podcast? You think other countries, Come on.
Listen, they want you on this metaverse yelling like this.
No,
Because
people
then
like
you're
you
not
are
out in the
blessed.
street doing the shit
People
you're
like you
saying
are
you want to
blessed,
do.
and you don't even know your own blessings because you're ignorant. You're fucking ignorant. People like you are blessed, and you don't even know your own
I am
blessings.
blessed.
'Cause
I'm
you're
very
ignorant.
blessed.
And you're ignorant. You think nothing could change? That's a ignorant statement. What do you
Nothing
think
will
this
change.
world is about, man?
What's gonna happen? Nothing's gonna happen. You think the people are
What's
gonna wake
happen?
up?
Oh
You think
my
people
God.
are
See, that's
gonna
what's funny is
wake
a lot
up?
of these Americans, a lot of you guys are gonna learn what fucking is gonna happen,
Nothing's
and you're
gonna
gonna be in shit shock, and the world is gonna be watching you laughing. China, Africa, Korea, India, fucking you name it. You are a selfish American fucking fucktard programmed. You can't even be on your own thoughts. You're so programmed.
What's gonna happen though? You're telling me some shit's gonna happen.
O'Shea's gonna take your wife on a hike.
What's gonna happen that the whole world's gonna watch and make fun of us or whatever you just said?
Oh, we lost O'Shea.
The guest came over. He had to leave for a minute.
He'll be back. All I'm saying is, dude, Drew, that's such a fucking crazy statement you made, saying nothing's gonna happen, and Benton, for you to back that shit up.
Okay, but
Both
tell me
you
what's
guys
gonna
are
happen
fucking
then. Tell me
naive.
what's gonna
Both
happen.
you guys are very naive of what's going on in the world.
Tell me
today
what's
right
gonna
now.
happen, Snafu, because I don't get it, obviously. So
You
tell
did-
me.
Well, what happens when war zones hit fucking mainland? What happens when you get 15-minute cities implemented? What happens when your gun rights be taken away? A police state world. What happens? You're going to be sitting in America, but it's going to be
What
sitting
happens
like
when the
China,
banks
Korea,
collapse?
India. You
Snafu,
are
what
blessed,
happens
and
when the
you
banks
don't even
collapse?
understand your blessings, you fucktard.
Hey,
That's
Snafu,
what's
what
bad
happens
about
when the
people
banks
like you.
collapse? What happens when the banks collapse?
That's what I'm saying. People are gonna freak
Exactly.
out, dude, at first, not probably right off the bat.
What happens?
You know, I mean,
Well-
it's gonna be civil discourse. You think the shit show online is funny, bro? Wait until there is no shit show online. There's no internet. There's no
No, they
devices.
want,
or
you will
things-
always be online. They want you online.
but
Ready
not
Player
an online
One.
like
Ready
this, bro,
Player
a
Snafu.
controlled online, not an online
What?
like this, like a fucking like the social credit score system online type shit, bro. So you're right.
Yeah, all
You're gonna
that
go
shit
get-
already
you're gonna go
exists.
get-
All the shit you're talking about, it already has
it been
happened.
implemented here in America?
It's behind the scenes. You don't see it. It's not overt, but it's covert.
Yes.
It's already covertly happened. You're living in the past and you're in
Remember,
denial.
nothing's changing, you fucktard. Nothing
Dude,
changed.
the
You're gonna be sitting there
financial
watching Barney
system
Dinosaurs with
collapsed
family.
in 0809. The
Think of how long
entire
ago that
global
was.
financial system collapsed in 2008 and 2009.
That's 15.
And
What happened?
There were
What
bailouts,
happened?
right? There were bailouts, right?
What happened?
there will
The whole
always be
shit
bailouts.
collapsed.
There will always be
Whole
bailouts,
shit
dude.
collapsed.
Dude,
What?
keep
Here, let me
fucking
just say
thinking
one more
that-
thing,
keep
and then I'll let you
thinking that.
loose,
Here's-
Snafu.
keep that. Here's what's
Let me
funny.
say something.
All you guys who've
Let me
never
say
been
one
to third
thing.
world countries, all you guys who have this, just been raised in America your whole life and think this is it, just wait, because many countries around the world have been waiting for what's coming, and people like you are going to be the first ones that fucking learn the lesson the hard way.
All right. Hey, what's up, Yurt? Good to see you, brother.
What's going on?
Can I just
What
say
are you
one
saying?
thing?
There's
Can I
so
say
many-
one thing, and then I'll
Yeah.
shut the fuck up. Because
No,
I
you
just
can't.
want to say, like, O'Shea and Snafu, they seem to be of the impression that the Babylon Bee system that we live in is a physical thing. And I say it's a spiritual thing and has always existed and will always exist. It's all these empires you've heard of in the past, Egypt, Rome, everything like that. It will continue into the future, whether it's the United States, whatever's next. So you doing one little thing against it, it's impenetrable, in my opinion. But I yield. Go ahead, Yurt.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to the conversation back, and this was all the way back when we were on the sovereign citizen sort of issue. And I wanted Brian O'Shea or Snafu to sort of respond to this. But over on Penial Powers backup channel, we were discussing this recent story event about this Chase Allen guy, who's a 20-year-old dude driving around without license plates. He has the his own license plate on the back of his car. He gets pulled over and he gets smoked by the police officers. and it's super shady, and it doesn't make it right, and it doesn't make it, it's completely wrong. It's a heartbreaking thing, right? But it goes directly to Brian O'Shea, what you were talking about with Drew, right? In this fact that this guy thought it was more important to drive without a license and license plates than living his full life. And apparently the backstory is his mom is a sovereign citizen. And like Drew said, I understand this term is inappropriate, but it's just common usage. But his mom was a sovereign citizen as well, who sued the police department in her area and all this stuff. So it's like, I think we belittle both issues when we sort of make them mutually exclusive like that. But somebody should have told that young man, don't get too bucked up. Don't get too rowdy if these law enforcement officers pull you over and start fucking with you, because this dude is dead now because of this shit. He won't have an opportunity to marry a woman or have children if that's what he wanted, or all the great experiences of his life. And I'm not blaming sovereign citizen theorists or whatever you want to call them for that. And I'm not even saying they should stop. But when we get so charged up on the ideals and these ideas that they end up manifesting in the world like that, that's a problem. That is a problem.
And the police won't even be held responsible. Nothing will ever happen of it, I bet.
You can't dodge God's law. It says right in the Bible, every little last
coming in hot.
jot and tittle, he says. Coming in loud.
Man's law has nothing to do with the sanctification of your soul, especially some shit you're under duress to go through.
Yeah, Benton, that might be too, I don't know. Ask the audience. Benton's really putting my mic low, man. Just keep it. Right. Drew's the only one having problems with it. I don't think the audience are. That's the other two guys, Benton and Cowboy Cupcake, if it's hot.
It's not bad now, but
all right. Let me adjust it. Let me adjust it, Benton. I'll put it like a little over half. I think that's better. I don't know. This is a new phone, so maybe I'm but I don't know. You guys tell me. It's your show, Benton. But
yeah, I don't mind it being loud. It was the audience was complaining.
They were? Oh, the audience was complaining too? Okay. Yeah. Then Drew was right. All right, my bad, Drew.
Me. Yeah.
He's hot.
Oh, maybe Drew was going off the audience.
I have really good headphones.
Okay, I'll let you guys handle it then. I got a new phone, so I'm kind of maybe thinking about the old one. But
you were saying you can't dodge God's law, basically.
Oh yeah, dude. Like it says in the Bible, like every last jot, every last tittle, I think they said, Tittle. Like it means like, just something very minor. Like, so that's what we got to remember, bro, is like, God, there's a higher law to all this. There's an Akashic record that's bigger than Google and data collection. There's God's vision and God's judgment, God's wrath that he'll do. That he's the ultimate court, right? He's the one that you say the police get away with it. No, you don't get away with nothing, bro. That's why we don't get away with nothing. And that's why, you know what I mean? Like
that scenario, though, they had the guy was grabbing for a gun, and they have. I didn't really look into it. They say they have it on a body cam, so I didn't verify that. But
I've looked a little more, and I haven't looked totally, Drew, but you really don't see him reaching for that. A gun in the video so far, the ones I've seen, and it is super shady. But that's sort of beside the whole point, right? It's sort of like Brian O'Shea, sort of like how you manifested your menage with this couple, right? You spoke it, and then it came into being. I see the same thing happening with the sovereign citizen crowd, where they manifest this idea of a tyrannical government, and then they're constantly running into examples of that tyrannical government.
All right, watch this, Yurt. Watch what I'm going to speak into existence. See, what's going to happen is, as I continue to become a man who's able to defend my property, to look up, to defend women and children, to get inside myself and get close to source and find my power and get, you know what I'm saying, and do the things like, and I got to give a shout out to Paul, because I get a lot of these inspiration from him. Like, you 8 hours a day working, 8 hours a day peace and reflection, 8 hours a day sleeping. If I start getting on these types of lifestyles,
I gotta say something, man. I hate to interrupt you. Oh my God. He's on a roll.
I was answering a fucking question, bro, and now I fucking lost my thought, bro.
Oh man.
What did you even ask me, Yurt? What did you even ask me, Yurt? What was your
I
even
was-
thing that you
you're
said to
gonna
me? Yurt?
become a
I
better
was
man
saying
or
the
something.
sovereign citizens
Fuck you,
end
you
up.
pussy Batten.
We
Hey,
manifest.
we gotta
what
we gotta
believe to be
address this.
true.
We gotta
We-
address this manhood stuff.
Hold
I'm
up,
a fan
dude.
of,
What the
no,
fuck?
we gotta
Hold, give me
address
1
this.
second, bro.
No,
What did he
I'm
even say?
gonna
I don't know
address
what I was just
manhood.
talking about.
Hey, Mr. Benton's gonna address manhood real quick. You keep talking as if you don't believe yourself to be a man. I'm a fan of Paul's channel. That man can't tell me nothing about being a man.
That's his whole point to all of us, you asshole. Fucking.
I think
we
he
all
can
have it
tell
inside
you
us. He can't
something
tell us-
about
he
being
can't
a
tell me-
man. Paul
he can't
can't
tell me
nothing about being a
Well,
man.
good. Well, then maybe you could help me. Maybe you already got enough. and maybe you could
If
help
you
me with some
didn't,
stuff.
if you didn't pass from boy to man, I can't help you, sir.
Well, maybe I haven't. Maybe that's something I got to admit.
Well,
if I haven't,
that's a you
maybe
problem.
a lot of us haven't. Maybe that's an epidemic in
You
this world
said
right now.
that.
There's a lot of
Hold on, you
of
were
man
saying
boys.
you want to. You were
Let's
saying
bring
you
it,
want to become a
let's
man
bring it
and,
back to
and
Drew.
protect your property and protect women and children. You don't have
Bring
any
it back to
property. You
Drew.
don't have women, and you don't have any children.
Let's bring it
Maybe it's
back to
because I'm
Drew
not a
real
man.
quick, though.
Maybe it's because
Listen,
I'm a little boy, a slave.
Listen, most of us out here
wouldn't
got
say that.
trauma, man. Listen, real quick, Drew. I had a dad. I had a good family. My dad was there every night. My mom was there every night. I got trauma. A lot of people got trauma. What Drew's finna do and Layla's finna do, they're gonna raise 2 sons without that trauma. That's what
That's
they
how
finna
that's
do.
my contribution. I
Oh,
think you're.
no. You gotta let me finish something. You gotta let me finish what I was doing, bro. You cut me off. I was speaking something in
I
reality.
haven't
He
even
said
got
I
to
spoke-
say nothing yet.
No. Yeah, you did. No, you did.
I've
You
said
cut me off.
nothing.
Hold
I
on,
know,
let
but
him
the whole
finish.
broadcast.
No, Yurt said I spoke something into existence. We'll get
Yeah,
to. I know,
let him
Ben.
finish. Go ahead.
Let me just do this.
The
Let me just do
the
this.
Brian
and then I'll-
O'Shea show, ladies and gentlemen.
I know, Benton. I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna keep that in mind after this. You got a point. I'm gonna keep that in mind after I get this thought out. But so he mentioned something about speaking into existence, and so what I'm saying is I was about to speak into existence how I think the world is gonna go, bro. I was explaining, as I become a better man, and as I see all you fucking slaves get what you fucking deserve for not seeing what the fuck's going on, and things get weird, and I become a leader and more of a leader and more confidence, and I start doing things and having results and shit's popping, dude. What's gonna happen is the world's gonna get real fucking weird. I'm gonna keep getting stronger and stronger, and things are gonna get weird and weird, and then ultimately there's gonna be a calming process where there's gonna be like a very peaceful, a very like everything we did was like worth it. We stood up for ourselves, and we're gonna have like a heaven on earth type scenario. And we might live longer, even. We might be in tune with certain medicines and alchemy type things. We might live longer, which is the key to getting powerful children and legacies going. Because in a generation or two, you could fuck shit up, which is what I think happened during these resets. You only take a generation or two and fuck with children and lie to them, and then the whole world's fucking changed. So if you get people that could live longer through alchemy or something, and through being closer with the spirit and some sort of age change, then you could have legacies and dynasties, kingdoms that are fucking super healthy, that are super like spiritual, and that are in tune with God. And I'm gonna experience a heaven on earth scenario because I'm sacrificing now, and you guys are gonna be the sacrifice because you're not sacrificing right now. And I can
heard
shout that out.
You're schizo drivel.
Well, yeah,
You're
and
a
Brian
pussy.
O'Shea,
I
do you
can't wait
understand?
when shit goes wrong and I fucking get
I'm a
face to face with
pussy.
you.
You need that, Brian O'Shea. You need it all to go wrong to justify your whole ideology. But do you
No, I
understand?
don't. No, I don't. I don't need it to
understand
go
that
wrong.
there's little pockets of heaven? I had a little pocket of heaven today when I was hanging out with my 1-year-old child on the floor and doing baby yoga and shit with them. I had that slice of heaven today.
In your jail cell of the slavery that you're in, of the prison of your home.
What?
I'm in a jail cell laid
You
up
gotta-
with a
you
beautiful
gotta visit
cell
from your
phone and
child.
playing
That
with
allows
little
you-
kids.
you're
Oh
the
my
tyrant.
God. But I
Your
should take
tyrant
30
allows
days
the
in a
child to
real
walk in your
fucking
prison
jail.
cell.
Fuck out of here. Sound like a fucking retard, bro.
And then even if we took you at your scenario, right, or snafu scenario, that it's all about to go to hell and we're about to have Mad Max, what do you bring to the table right now? I think I'm still rolling with a Drew in Mad Max over you today.
I got guns.
What do I bring right now? I bring
Yeah.
me and all my fucking thoughts and all my spiritual. I bring the Holy Spirit. I feel connected to the Holy Spirit right now, yelling at you dumb fucks. So I bring a lot to the table right now. I feel like I'm
the
gold,
spirit
bro.
too, and the
I feel like
spirit's
I'm a
telling me
valuable
Brian
asset.
O'Shea's not helping me with shit if it goes
Well,
down.
good. Then don't listen to my words and quit asking me questions and quit focusing attention on me, because this is Benton show and he was trying to get the focus off me and back to him. But you want to keep it on me for some reason when I don't offer you shit.
Oh.
Well, in the I think you offer something as right now, but if it went Mad Max, I don't know what you're bringing to the table.
Well, if it went Mad Max, I wouldn't want it. all the three of you fucking not anywhere near me. You guys are liabilities. Get the fuck away from me. Go do your ideas, and we'll see if it goes Mad Max how it works out for
Bro,
you
I
guys.
made a 99 on the ASVAB, and I lived outdoors for damn near 10 years, and I got a full
That don't
kit
mean
ready
shit.
to rock.
That don't mean shit,
Yes,
bro.
it
When
does
the Holy Spirit don't give
Yes,
a
it
fuck
does
about an
mean
hazmat,
shit.
bro.
Hey, in a Mad Max scenario, I will do just motherfucking fine. Or I might get
Hey, who
fragged
did-
5 minutes in.
hey,
Or I
the
might get
Bhagavad Gita-
fragged 5 minutes in. Yep.
This
I got
motherfucker's talking
Gita.
about
Full
Mad
kit,
Max
buddy.
getting
Full
yelled
kit,
at for
ready to go.
And the
smoking weed in the
Bhagavad Gita.
house.
So you're gonna
Take the
choose.
weed
So you guys
outside,
would choose
talking
in the Mad Max scenario. In the
here,
Mad
man.
Max scenario, you guys would choose the Department of Defense as
I'll
your.
be
If you
choosing
had to
wives.
choose,
I'll be choosing
I'm
wives in
saying
the
if you
Mad
had a
Max
choice.
scenario.
if you had a choice between the greatest army on Earth and God, you would choose the greatest army on Earth in the Mad Max scenario, and I would choose God as my partner, just like they did in the Bhagavad Gita. He chose Krishna
God are you
as his
choosing?
chariot rider,
Well, I can't-
while
I
the other
can't
guy
top
chose
that.
the general of the
Oh, I
wars,
can't
the
top that.
greatest
So you
general.
win, sir. I can't
This is
top
So your
why-
that.
hazmat
You
shit
win.
ain't gonna matter to the Holy Spirit in the Mad Max days, bro. 'Cause I'm gonna be
Rhino,
protected.
you're missing the
I'm gonna have-
point. If we just
not gonna
weigh
happen.
what
It's not
you've
gonna
done
happen.
and what I've done, I fulfill your beliefs more than you fulfill your beliefs. I moved my whole family out into the middle of nowhere 6 years ago, right?
What does that have to do with me, though? What does what you have to do with me and what I'm doing right now, bro?
Because
Like,
you're-
I've been
you're
out
the one
traveling all over the
preaching like
U.S. in
you
a
have
car by
these-
myself, getting to know myself. I spent years and years studying Alan Watts, studying Eastern thought, all alone, no women, by myself, learning about me and the inside of me. So what the fuck are you talking about, dog? You don't know what I've been through all my life,
What
all
I'm
these studies. And
talking
I've had
about,
this since I've been
sir,
born.
is that you're
I got
not
something different.
manifesting the reality that you say you believe in.
I understand
You're
you're
not
saying
showing
results.
it.
though. He's
You're
tapping
in
You
a
can
in.
talk
big
about
city.
results. You have a point when it comes to results. I might not have a lot of results, but bro, I've been getting on stage winning competitions. I've been fucking getting on panels, making people laugh. I've been getting people in my DMs, pretty chicks in my DMs because of the noise I'm making out here in the metaverse. Bro, I'm making moves. I'm shaking things up, bro. I ain't fucking nothing of non-value, bro.
We're
I'm
gonna
fucking
have
on my way,
comedians in
dog.
Mad
I'm a
Max.
diamond in the rough.
Yes. Yes. That's that man shit. Stick with that. Everything you
that
just
sounds
said,
good.
just go with that.
Yeah.
Perfect. You got it. You're there.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
that
finding my
sounds
voice,
good.
guys. That's what I'm mimicking
Yes.
Paul, but on the
Do
same
it.
time, I have my own voice. You know what I mean? But I'm learning that, and I doubt myself a lot. So I appreciate you guys pointing out when maybe I'm like getting on a better train of thought because I'm you know what I mean? I'm learning this shit.
Yeah, you don't have to have a fucking 30-minute argument to get to that point. Just do
But
it.
if you really thought
Well,
the
maybe some of
world,
us do. Maybe some of us need more help than others and more time a little bit. But it's worth it because if I'm a diamond in the rough, you guys are just polishing me up, right? You guys have seen all the I'm all mangled looking, right? But you guys are like, damn, that's a diamond. It's like, nah, that's a weird rock. That's a brick. Nah, that's a fucking diamond, dog. We're gonna polish this thing up. You're gonna see.
if you really thought all this shit was going down in the next year, even couple years, would you really be spending this time working on your comedy craft?
I don't know, man. They say comedy's the best medicine, and they say if you could turn these tyrants into a joke, then it's game over. When people laugh at them and go, "Yeah, there's something to that," because there's truth in jest, right? And that's why the court jester was a very powerful member of the royal court because he was the only one able to tell the king the truth. And so through comedy, there's an undercurrent of truth. You know what I mean? So
I agree
Just like
with
Will-
that in the world that I see. I 100% agree. But if you really thought the whole shit house was coming down, I would think you'd be at the range or you would be in a national
well, that's gonna be
forest
part of it
somewhere.
too. That's gonna be part of it too.
Practicing
That's
shoulder
what
rolls.
I mean. That's part of speaking to existence. That's why I keep talking about Arizona, getting gun training out there. So I'm speaking about it. So it's probably going to happen soon enough. Just like everything else I speak about in my life. It seems in a few months or a few weeks it starts to happen. That's what's been happening to me lately.
That was a nice silence. I like that. But I get that.
Silence
I
is
get that.
meditation.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like that
Dead
silence.
air is a meditation. That's right.
It's a nice balm for the drama bonding when we let some silence fill the space.
But see, the guys, this is the Fight Club, dude. This is cool right here. Because if we could have that moment of silence right here, and with the energy's back good between the four of us, that's good for people to see that men like come up. Even if we don't fucking wholly 100% agree with everything we're saying, I like these little things when we could come at each other, see the boundaries, see what's going on, and then not have to like just rage quit, run away, or kick people out, and get back to a moment like this. You know what I mean? Because that's how it's going to be if we're on properties. We're going to probably argue. Then at the end of the night, we're going to smoke some weed, sit around a fire, eat some food, lay around with our, roll around with the women. You know what I mean? So.
And Jeffrey, maybe Jeffrey can a joke. That's a joke.
Paper.
When I got asked Benton,
between
you were calling out some repressed homo stuff, and I'm just sitting there thinking like, damn, is Benton thinking I'm a repressed homo out here? I know.
Uh-oh.
I do have some.
I don't get that vibe.
Oh, when you said it about Jeff,
Are you flirting with me? What's going on here?
Something. Oh man.
Broke
But
back.
who's the most repressed homo, Benton? Let's up the drama buddy.
Can't be
clearly
me.
the most angry guy.
Tinfoil.
But what is that, though?
That's why you guys are beefing. It's sexual tension.
Oh.
But homosexuality is a thing, right? Like,
It's a
Yeah,
thing.
it is. Yes.
but how do you know?
Because I like guys.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah,
That's true.
Oh,
unfortunately.
but I mean, because some people would say maybe it's a mental disorder. Maybe you were molested when you were a kid or something.
Oh, that's very possible. Yeah, that could have happened. I was with ladies for 20 straight years almost, by the way.
Wow.
No, I've been with a
And you
lot of
thought
ladies.
wait, did you think you were straight those 20 years?
I'm from the South, man. It's called repression.
Right, but repression
Why am I always
includes
talking about repressed
Yeah.
homosexuality, man? I know what the fuck I'm talking about. It's the
No, Paul brings it up.
homosexuality,
Well,
but it's repressed. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, so this was like your attempt to like come out. Is that what?
Me?
No, I already
well,
have.
I'm
Just
keeping open
nobody
mind, that
noticed
shit.
it.
Oh,
Oh, you mean
I totally
okay.
missed that. I totally missed that, Benton.
Wait, what?
I know, because Paul fucking hints at it with me, so that's what puts fucking seeds in my head. I'm like, this
Well,
motherfucker
and I was
thinks
gonna
something.
say, I've heard a couple comments from Paul and respectfully El Perro that like I almost had to rewind that shit. I didn't, but there were a couple comments
About me?
No, just like they've made a couple comments that like I don't know. I don't even want to repeat them. I might
Oh,
have
it
missed
seemed like they might be a little gay or something.
Well, just the sort of thing we're talking about here. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I say. I say if someone questions it, does that make them more gay or less gay? That's like, I don't know. Let's explore this shit. Do I have repressed sexuality? Does that, you know what I mean?
You know who never says this? Straight guys.
Yeah, I've never questioned.
I've never been too confused about it, but
I'm not. Dude,
That's
I'm
pretty
not,
good. That's a pretty good
I'm
point.
just saying. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
so funny.
And I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking about in general. I've detected a lot of repressed homosexuality in the
Well, I kind of related to
community,
the. Well, it's kind of different than the narcissism thing then, because like they say, if you question if you're a narcissist, that's probably a good sign you're not a narcissist. Whereas a narcissist, and that's a term that like, is a loaded term, that word narcissism. It's got a lot of,
it's losing
lot of
its
energy
meaning.
nowadays.
It's losing its meaning. It's beginning to lose its meaning. Yeah.
Everyone's a
Yeah.
narcissist, so programmed by social media.
Well, the thing of it is, though, when you go to these subreddits, like raised by narcissists or complex post-traumatic stress disorder (CPTSD), which deals with like parents like that would be labeled narcissists or whatever. Like, bro, you get some horror stories, and bro, I'm good at like asking questions on Reddit and getting a big fucking response. I'm kind of proud of myself for some like one sentence question that gets like thousands and thousands and thousands of fucking responses. You know what I mean? Like. And I asked a question one time. I said, what's one thing you witnessed in school that when you think about it today still pisses you off? And dude, they came with thousands of responses, and it's the most depressing, saddest, horrific thing you'll ever fucking read, bro. I should do a stream on it one time and read it. But other times I had shit that was funny, because one time I said, what was an embarrassing thing that happened with a teacher in school one time? And people had these crazy funny ass stories, bro. So both are dealing with schools, and one's a horror story and one's a funny thing of mostly teachers doing embarrassing shit. You know what I mean? Like, so
yeah, that's a shared trauma everyone has as the school years.
no, but some of these stories were fucking gnarly, bro. Thousands of them, bro. And people were saying that, bro, this is depressing me reading this fucking thread, but you can't help yourself. You just keep reading it because it's interesting. But like, it also makes you aware of how fucked up this world is, bro. Like, it's fucking crazy, bro.
Now, I know you like Reddit, and you say you're good at Reddit. I know Benton one time on Joe Rogan's
Yeah.
podcast forum got millions of views. Is that right, Benton?
I had a top 10 all-time thread on the Joe Rogan Experience message board. Yeah, I really did.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy, man. It was a different Benton. It was a much different Benton back then. So yeah,
Isn't that interesting how we evolve and become? Yeah, it was like it's probably the straight Benton that back then, all juiced up.
yeah, but they were calling me gay. Yeah, straight Benton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So okay.
yeah. I've never been called that in my life. Like, yeah, never. Like in real life, I've never been accused
So
of that.
people were spotting shit in you that you didn't see or
I think-
something? They were
I'm assuming. I mean, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Like online people, you mean?
Yeah, but actually, that had nothing to do with whatever I went through. But yeah,
You know what's interesting about this
people can
metaverse is
kind of
like
tell, man. But people can kind of tell nowadays. In the old days, I don't think people could really tell so much. But people have become
Yeah, you
much
know
more
what's-
sophisticated at that. But go ahead.
yeah. Sorry, Ben. You know what's
No, you're
interesting
good,
about that? Yeah. I don't need to be a sorry motherfucker. But what's interesting about the metaverse, because you got the law of large numbers, right? Which is supposed to make us nervous about live streams and comments in live streams because it's all data collection, right? And laws of large numbers, if they get enough data on you, you get to a very precise thing. For example, you got a big giant container of gumballs, right? And people are guessing how many are in there. If you get enough people guessing and you take the median of those guesses, you'll get super close to the correct answer, bro. It's that law of large numbers, bro. You get enough data. That's why these guys have got a 98 to 99% prediction rate for with all this data collection. That's why data is so valuable. They can predict things, but they can't predict spirituality. But that's a different conversation. My main point is that the metaverse and us being on live stream and not being afraid of the data collection, we get our own law of large numbers based on what you just said with the people calling you gay. You got a lot of people, millions of people from the Joe Rogan shit, and they're all calling you gay. It's probably a chance. I don't know. Just based on the law of large numbers, I'm just kind of tongue in cheek.
Makes sense to me.
Well, see,
Yeah.
and I came here for some clarity, but now, as always on the internet, I come to the internet for clarity, and I end up more confused. So I'm still confused about whether or not Brian O'Shea got a little bit of strange in that weird trailer that Jeff presented.
You
I'm
think I
still
might be a
confused
liar?
about that, Brian.
You think
I don't
might
know
be a
about
liar, or it's like a troll, or it's like the whole thing's a bit. Do you think it's either a lie or a bit or something?
that. Yeah, I don't know what it is, man. I just
But
can't
it's
quite
probably
tell.
the reality. That's the reality of the situation, bro. And the confusion. Isn't that what God? You're never going to fully know God, right? He's always going to have
there's
confusion
no
and
way I can
mystery.
know.
And so reality has to be the same way. How could reality be different than God? Isn't God reality basically? Isn't God everything?
But you're like
He's always
sitting
gonna
there
mystery.
knowing. You
He's
should know,
saying
right?
you need to have faith that he did
But trust me, they got me questioning
Yeah, I
it, bro.
need
When
to
I was
trust
watching them on their stream, I was like, am I fucking schizophrenic?
I know.
Fucking ridiculous.
When you admit that, that's what makes me question you, because you seem like a dude who, you got a little bit of grease on you, but
If that
seem
comes
like
out to
you
be
would
true,
fairly forward about things.
you're
and not
giving me
like
anxiety
that'd be
right now.
corny.
Stop this line of questioning. I'm getting very anxiety. Starting to feel like I'm on an acid trip or something.
Yeah, it feels like that sometimes. And now I
Yeah,
got this
man.
Benton thing. Is Benton really gay?
Yeah.
And there's
Hey,
nothing
dude, I've
wrong
talked
with that.
about it. Yeah. Well, I mean, I've dated women primarily, but yeah.
So you enjoy sucking
Two
cock?
ex-wives. Man, I don't want to talk about that. Come on.
I know, my bad, bro. I'm a juvenile dickhead.
He gets
Yeah.
his cock sucked, I think, is what happens.
Typically, I'm typically the focus of the attention, but that's about as close as I want to get to.
Yours had enough.
And I'm old and busted now, but I used to be. I used to actually be somewhat attractive, believe it or not, in the real world.
It endears me to you more, Benton, but
Thank
the
you.
shit you find out here,
That's
man.
the
it's
thing.
just like,
Like nobody cares as long as you're like open about it. But then when we get to this, like what we were talking about, the repressed homosexuality on these panels, it's like you see these like I see it sometimes on Paul's panel, and then especially with Owen Benjamin and the Bears too. There's all this weird like gay energy in there, which no one would care if the dude would come out and just say, "Yeah, I'm gay."
Because I think some of that goes around in some of these sports things, bro. You even seen it with that Aaron Hernandez murder shit documentary thing, where some of these big guys with the beards, they're all fucking into sports and big giant dudes, and they're fucking gay as fuck. But they're struggling with it. Like, look at that dude, man. They fucking because I'm saying, to be especially if you're like a college athlete, like you're supposed to be known for dicking down the cheerleaders and shit. But like,
Sorry, Yurt.
You know,
we ran Yurt off.
Oh, my bad.
Okay, good. He's okay. He's okay.
Getting
right.
coffee.
Recovers quick.
Well, and I do
But,
want to point out, man, like I'm from the South, dude. I'm still experiencing a lot of repression. Like I don't really want to think about it or talk about it either, honestly. But it's just I think it's better for people because they can kind of tell, really, is where I'm coming from on that. It's just easier to deal with it because if I repress things, it's bad for me. Like repression is always harmful to the individual. Like it causes problems.
How about you, Drew? Are you gay?
Drew is very straight.
No, I was gonna tell I didn't know if I should tell the story, but then you guys kind of kept going. But I'll go back to it. Is when we were little kids. I spent the night at this dude's house once, and he was like, "Yeah, man, we should like jerk off or something to get." No, he's like, "We should like jerk off or something." And I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "No way." No, it was just super weird, right? And it just whatever. And then I saw him years and years later in life when he was a full-grown adult, and he was gay, and it blew my mind. I was like, oh my God, this guy was gay. And then I thought back, like, oh, I should have known that back then. Like, but see, that's the point. Ben was like, I've never like questioned that. I think, I never ever thought like, oh, am I gay? Or was this guy even gay? Even though obviously he was.
Yeah. Well,
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say there's probably a bunch of adolescents. Yours probably got some sort of weird jerk off with the boys fucking stories.
Not that.
No.
Not that, but oh shit.
Well, and
what
quick,
if Bobby Lee? Go ahead.
Well,
Sorry,
I do
Ben.
want to say, like, I had early sexual experiences with girls, so I mean, I got lucky to where because some of these guys are incels nowadays, but I'm from the South, man, and I'm 47. I was born in a time warp. It was just normal, that the young guys and the young girls were getting together. So I think that helped me a lot to not be some kind of fucking weirdo. I mean, I am a strange person, but to not just be some, person who was maladjusted to society in those ways.
I just started dating and having.
Yeah, go ahead. What? No, you're good.
I'll let you finish. I was just going to say, you started early, I started later. I was trying to bring it back to me, but let's finish your point if you still got it.
That's my point is I'm starting to talk to people who, for various reasons that happened for them later on. And then you see incel talked about, but it's like, dude, I was 15 years old and I would have been 12. I was so sheltered. I didn't know what was going on. This girl was trying to have that happen. And didn't even know. Like I could have at 12, like no bullshit.
I suspect it might've happened to me at like 8 or 9 and it fucked me up. And that's maybe why I didn't do it later. Like a girl, maybe my older sister's friend or something, jerked me off or something.
That's probably a little
at like 8 or 9, and I was just like, fucked me up for some reason.
Yeah,
well, I'm not gay, but I have enough gay adjacent interests that I think maybe I could be part of the club, right? Like I got a ponytail. I'm a stay-at-home dad. I like to cook. I like reading novels. I spend a lot of time with you weird gentlemen. So I don't know, man. Maybe I need to think about things a little harder or something. I don't know.
Well, Drew, so yeah, you and Drew, you three are just in the stage that Benton was before. You guys are in your straight stage. Just give it another few weeks. Just talking into existence in a few years. You guys will be, you and Benton, you guys will be rolling around together at the campsite in no time.
What's happening?
No.
This chat is so funny right now. I think we invented
me
a new thing called a gay quit. They were accusing me
There
of
you
gay
go.
quitting. The rage
Gay
quit. This was a gay quit.
I'm surprised Drew's still
That's
here.
fucking
Honestly.
funny, dude. Instead of Yurt, we're gonna start calling you Go-Gurt.
Yes,
My boy
oh my
Go-Gurt.
god.
Yeah.
I think I love women so much that kind of makes me gay. You know what I mean? Anyone ever thought of that? Like, can you be so into women it makes you gay?
I love women physically.
Well, yeah, if you see a guy, if you're around a guy and they're just like always talking about women and fucking trying, like you'd be like, dude, are you trying to like
you?
Oh yeah, well, I mean, yeah, but I'm doing it, so I don't even see myself doing it, but yeah.
That was the Jeffrey 300 female partners talk. But I've also I'm aware of a psychological study that correlates the amount of tattoos a person has is directly related to their bisexual or homosexual tendencies. So the more tatted up, so these really tatted up dudes have a higher propensity for the gay stuff.
How many tattoos you got, Benton?
Are you kidding me? I would never defile this temple with fucking ink. Are you kidding me?
Well, and this also brings us, Benton, back to the thing you were talking about like demons.
Yeah.
And I was going to bring this up to you just, I know you've kind of been on that rant. And it's funny, this Reddington guy who was giving me shit, just said what I was going to say, delivered from demons by demons. But I was also going to bring up another angle. How much of this stuff we call demons are just our, our impulses, our instincts, our biological makeup, our nurture, the way we are raised. How much of that can we really call demons? How do we know it's a demon or it's just, my anger or whatever? How would we differentiate?
Well,
I think you got to start with the question, is there a heaven and hell? Like, is there a spiritual world of demon and angels? And is there a earth side? Benton, I know I cut you off, but I just wanted to clarify that because your question just seems like you're disregarding that because you're introducing it through the word demon, but then you're trying to bring it to a material, worldly level discussion. But you got to have both. If you're going to use the word demon, then you're talking about the heavens and spirits and angels and shit like that. So, but go ahead, Benton.
No, I had direct experience, so that is evidence, but it's only evidence to me. I can't convey that to another person. So that's how I know. But I, as far as the rest of your question, I have no idea. I don't know how to deal with that. If that makes sense.
You know what I mean? You're saying a demon.
It's all demons.
Go ahead.
That's all I got. It's all demons.
What I feel like though with this demon right now, doesn't it feel like there's it is a war right now, a spiritual war? It's demons and angels, and I feel like they can come and go. Like I feel like sometimes I get the demon in me, but then sometimes I feel like I had the angel in me, and it's a war. They're fighting for my body as who could have the present moment. Like it's all going to be a battle. Each present moment, there's a battle. Is an opportunity to let either one in. You know what I mean?
But that's what I was trying to tell you, Brian, the other day when we were talking, or yesterday even. It seems long ago, but that's why I don't want to give into my anger and my wrath, because that's a bit of a demon, if we want to use that terminology, that I try to not give into. Snapping on people and getting super pissed, because I know once I go and I accept that program, that mental program, that it's sort of off to the races, And I think that's what's happening in a lot of these conspiracy theory circles, that there is a lot of messed up stuff, but it is all perspective. If you shut the screens off, if you live a life of purpose and meaning, the world does look and feel different than how it feels if you're staying in these circles that we sort of frequent a lot. It can seem a lot different, like a completely different reality.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say when Snafu was in here looping, is if you're stuck in these types of panels and stuff all day, it seems like there's a bigger resistance than there really is in the real world.
Right, because then it becomes clear there's like an enjoyment to the situation. There's a comfortability to this is what I do. They don't kind of like our home lives that were chaotic. Most of us probably chaotic home. Like when things are chill and like safe and everything, that's when we get all fucking freaked out. Like, what the fuck? Something weird's about to happen. This is unusual. Fucking yeah, so that's what we're doing on here. We're just reliving our childhoods with each other. Like, and that's why I was poignant when you're pointing out that silence. Like, why is it weird that there was a there was a moment of silence? You know what I mean? Like,
well, I gotta say, and that's why I brought up that Chase Allen story, man. Like, it's just such a real life example of what we're talking about. And I get the fundamental truth, kind of like Drew was saying, of the whole idea that you should have a right to your property and a right to travel and all these things. And it does seem to be a level of tyranny for them to enforce, you to have your papers. I agree with that. But the cost benefit analysis and the priorities, and then the larger issue that folks like Snafu, and I told Snafu the other day when he was on the show, is like, I see a lot of people trading a fruitful life, whatever that may mean for the person, for sort of this warped view of reality where, where does it go from here? Where's Snafu in 40 years? What is his old age like? If none of this comes true, if this digital currency comes and it just keeps kind of going like it is and things keep kind of degrading, but the wheels stay on the road, you look back at your life and you spent, your prime years chasing grannies on fucking YouTube. harassing elderly women about the, the coming apocalypse. It's like, dude, is that really the best life for you? And maybe it is. I don't know. Who am I to judge? I learned that from Benton a lot. That, I hear him checking me sometimes on that to not project my wants or my concepts onto other people. And not just you, Benton, but you're someone I hear that from. And it is true, right? Who am I? Snafu might be living his best life. Well, what do I know? But I think that sometimes. Or with this guy, this 20-year-old guy who got killed, like we talk about Spirit of the Mama over on Paul and Slave channels. Wasn't that an interesting example of the spirit of his mama? That the mom obviously was totally, amped up on this shit, suing the police and pushing all of this. And so that guy had the spirit of his mama, and he was a so-called, soft fit or whatever. And he got smoked, by the police, and that's it. It's all over. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not aware of that situation.
If it's even real, of course.
Exactly. Even that though, man, like where we start doing that.
As long as people believe it's real, though, then it's real.
Yeah.
Right?
So what's the gist of it? He was kind of like got pulled over, started doing this, but he was like kind of very animated or like very like.
He had the handmade blade or whatever, and then
yeah,
they said he was reaching for a gun, and they blasted him, and they say they have a body cam footage that shows him reaching for the gun. But like I said, I didn't double check that. Yurt said it didn't look like that.
If you watch the video, he doesn't ever point the gun at anyone. You can't even see the gun. The cop yells gun, 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 and then they just start smoking the dude. It's crazy.
Well, I don't know. This is the first I heard of it, but what I'm resonating with it is like, look at all the optics they're including. They're including weapons. They're including police. They're including buzzwords, soft citizen. They're including like videos that we've been seeing recently with like black men, how that happens to them. Now they're going to kind of make the soft sit like the black guy, how he's just getting wrongfully fucking blown the fuck away. And like they want, because now maybe they're going to push for like social unrest and maybe start getting people burning shit down again. Like, you never know. That's kind of where my mind goes with it. First hearing it, you know what I mean?
And where I would go with it, though, one more step, that every psyop or every conspiracy, the more mainstream it gets is a psyop. I would go one more step with it and say, they want to push this sovereign citizen narrative. You see how many views it gets. It's very popular on the internet. It gets pushed by the algorithm. And to me, that leads to this idea that the World Economic Forum, you will own nothing and be happy. Everything you own needs to be like in a trust instead of your own personal property and stuff. So I think they would want to promote this to get people onto that type of an idea. Or
do like a corporatized version of it. Yeah, just like anything. Just like any... Oh, they're starting to learn about that the geometry of the Earth is different. Let's make up this term flat Earth and take over that thought idea. Let's
it's possible.
And then
I think sovereign citizen, as somebody needs to take the lead there and come up with a better term, because I don't even like using the term, but there needs to be.
But it's like they come up with the terms. We just roll how we roll, bro. They're gonna use, but then what we do is flip it. We'll flip the script, and we'll start calling the cops sob sits, because when we were doing our audit live on stream, on Paul's stream, they fucking he's like, look at this soft sit making U-turns without his fucking signals, and like, because they think they could do whatever they want, right? You see them blow red lights and shit, like they're soft sits. They think they're above the law, which they say about us, right? So we just flip it. That's all they're doing is projection anyways. They're the ones that are fucking not following God's laws and shit. They're the ones trying to, you know what I mean? They're the ones in wrong. They're the sob sits for whatever they're trying to make that term be, right?
Yeah, I think the onus of the law, though, too, gets put on a lot of people. Put the onus of knowing the law on the police, and that's not their job. Their job's not to know the law. Unfortunately, that's the lawyer's job. So if the police knew the law, they would be a lawyer.
Yeah, but if they're gonna detain you on the street and like,
I agree, they should
arrest you. They're gonna arrest you. You almost have to. It's like there's another man coming up to you that doesn't know the law, but you got to know the main law. He doesn't know God's law. He's going to come armed up to your vehicle, armed. That's extortion at that point. If you waved him past him, he didn't keep going to his emergency, and he walks up to you with a gun on his waist.
It's a pirate. That's what it is.
Yeah, so treat him accordingly. The fuck? If you're on a boat and you see that motherfucking little fucking boat coming at you, you know it's a pirate. You're the big boat.
Then you
gotta fucking slap that little bitch down and show him who the fuck the man is. You know what I mean? How
Yeah, but
fucking a little speedboat?
Or you just hand him your papers and say, "Hey, sorry, I won't do it again." And he says, "All right, young man, have a good night."
Hey, when you got that big ass boat in the ocean going across the fucking transatlantic, and that little fucking speedboat comes up to you, you don't start giving them a hand job. You start sucking them off and saying, "Please go my way. Thank you for the citation."
But your
You bust a
analogy is
captain's
the
ass.
opposite. We're the little boat. You're the little boat.
No, you
And
think
they're
you're the
the
little
big
boat.
fleet.
They make you think you're the little boat. You're the greatest thing under God's eyes. You got God and angels that got your back. They like when you fucking stand up for yourself.
And I
Demons
feel what
like
you're
when you
saying,
suck
but
give
in
them a
the
hand job.
Babylonian system that we have to operate in and do our business in and all these things, they
Operate
are
in
the
the
big
spiritual.
boat in their
When you're in
world.
the material, operate in the spiritual then. You are not the body. You're a spirit anyways. They could take your body.
sure.
You're going to still be that
You are
spirit.
a
You still got to
body,
go
though.
back to where you're going to go from when your body's taken anyways. You might as well be a man about it.
And Brian, I mean this with all due respect, and I'm not saying it to bust your balls, but you even just said yourself that you got a ticket just the other day, and you haven't figured out how to deal with it, and your ass will be showing up in court like the rest
But at least
of
my
us.
heart seems to be in the right place. At least if I'm making mistakes, maybe I'll end up going to jail from it. Maybe I'll get pulled over and have a warrant. Maybe that's good. Maybe I'll put a fire in my ass to really learn this shit. At least my heart's in the right place.
So what did you and
Maybe
Annie
I'm pushing
really
myself.
do?
Maybe I'm speaking that into existence. Maybe I am going to end up in jail for a little bit. And maybe it'll be the greatest
What's
thing
the
for me.
truth on the you and Annie situation? I gotta go here. I just needed. I got
Bro,
you on the thing.
you think
I'm
you're
sorry,
asking me
man.
if
I'm
I'm
a
a liar.
true stinker. I just
No,
have
you're
to
just
know.
asking me if I'm a liar. You're asking me if I'm a liar. You want to know what base I went to?
No. That's a good question. That's a better question. Are you a liar or are you not a liar? Let me look at you real close. As you.
Is this real, man?
Yes, it's right. I love all you guys. Thank you for having me up, Benton. You're cool, Brian O'Shea. Drew, you're cool. Thank you guys. Great conversation. And peace to the chat too. All right, bye guys.
Yeah, I just would say to you, Brian, it's just easy for you people with no kids to say this shit. It's
You
if you got a
people.
real kid at home. Yeah, you sob, you pesky sob sits. No, but it's if you got kid and wife at home, and kind of what Yurt was alluding to too. You know, it's a good life to have if everything's happy in the home. But and then it's just I'm not gonna. Why would I risk getting blasted by a cop over
Drew?
one of the groceries?
Drew, what are your thoughts on monogamy?
But how does that take? How am I protecting my family if I'm getting arrested or blasted?
Hey, let me approach it this way. What are your thoughts on monogamy, Drew?
It's good.
You think it's a good thing, monogamy? You guys practice that in your relationship?
Yes.
Oh, I've cheated on every woman I've ever been with.
There we go. Benton's
Across
getting to
the
my
board.
point. So, Drew, was it your choice for your relationship to be monogamous, or was it your girl's choice?
It's a marriage.
So it was her choice. Because like Benton just said, what did you just say, Benton? Can you repeat that again, please?
I cheated on every woman I was ever with.
Thank you, Benton. Back to you, Drew.
But it's a marriage, though. It's a commitment. It's a mutual
Right.
commitment.
Hey, Benton, why did you cheat on every woman that you were with?
Ultimately, because I was foolish and didn't realize I wasn't capable of giving my word in that sense and then sticking to
But
it.
is it also kind of there's an animal aspect to it, kind of a base, like kind of a
So you
I don't
can't
know that-
control yourself. So you're unable to control yourself.
I
I'm just
wasn't
saying,
able to
you-
control myself. I could now, not then. No, I wasn't able to control myself. Absolutely not. No.
So it's all about control, Drew.
No, that was. But see, that
You
was
want
my.
your relationship to be about control, Drew. Is that what you're saying?
I don't
No,
think that's
you.
what it
It's
is.
the world. Your life is about you controlling yourself.
Oh,
And we're a little older
That's
now.
where- That's where
I can
you
control
guys get
myself
into
now.
the slave shit, and you guys lose
Yeah.
me when you guys say you're a slave. It's a joke. The slave is a slave to the sin. That's what a real slave is. The material shit, the license and registration, all that shit is nothing.
do you ever look at other women, Drew?
My wife's watching right now.
Yeah,
No,
she's on his wife's in the
That's a very telling answer. My wife's watching, so I can't be radically authentic. I got to be careful that my wife will know my true me. My wife
I've
will know
only
who
been-
the true me is.
I've
I
only
might
been
look at other
married,
women.
I've only been married, what,
Yeah.
2 years now. So I had a failed marriage in the past that didn't work, and I don't want to have another failed marriage. And I want to raise.
What's your
these
wife's name?
I want to raise these kids. My wife is
What's
Layla
your wife's name?
in the chat.
Layla. That's a very beautiful name. Hey, Layla, since you're watching, since now I know you're watching,
man.
it's lovely Brian O'Shea here. I like to hike. Just want to throw that out there. Anyways, this guy Drew right here, he did not want to answer the question about whether or not he looks at women because you were watching. So, Layla, if you could go ahead and just fucking turn the stream off, pause it for just a split second, and then put your hands over your ears.
Look at women. Yeah, I go out in public and there's women. Yeah, I see people, see women.
Layla, I don't want you to be upset, but a lot of us do that. So I'm just going to defend
Well,
Drew
I
here.
want to
That
answer this one, if I may. My second wife was very attractive lady, but she's from Arkansas, so it's a scale, you know, but she was considered very attractive for Arkansas. And early on in our relationship, I was driving because, you know, the man drives, of course. And I always stopped for pedestrians in the crosswalk. And it was a attractive woman in a skirt with a nice body. And this was probably the first time we'd encountered this. And she was sort of looking to see my reaction. And she kind of made a comment about that I'm checking this chick out. And I said, listen, the day I stop looking at that is the day I die. And it was never an issue after that. But it's true, though. I'm always going to look at women like this. I'm never not going to look at women, but I'm not going to be disrespectful. I looked at that woman in a tasteful way. It wasn't a leer, but it was noticeable. But that I'm checking out this lady that's just literally right in front of my car. But that's normal. See,
the plot twist is it was a tranny.
Come on, Drew. But yeah, no, that was
come on, Drew.
But yeah, no.
What do you want? You're not going to accept my answer, so.
But do you see what I'm saying, Brian? Like, I think it's how does the man handle it?
I never thought I'd get married again, and I don't. You know what I mean? Why would I try to?
Yeah,
I wouldn't have done it again if I didn't want to work.
Yeah, and you wouldn't have done it.
So it's a vow that I took, right? A marriage vow for that shit to be to last forever.
Right.
Yeah.
And
so where were you going with the monogamy thing then?
Well, I think Benton was kind of showing us where we're going, because he's here saying like, I would never not look at that. Like, and like you were then you had pointed out, oh, she might be watching. So I'm not going to express how Benton's side is saying, where it's like, I'll never not, if it takes my marriage for me not to be able to look at that and to appreciate that, then we might as well get divorced. You know what I mean?
Well,
so he's being honest.
But I ended up cheating on her. Drew very well may not do that. See what I'm saying? I was at the peak of my prowess. It was ridiculous for me to agree to be faithful to a woman at that time. It was just ridiculous. I had no business. I could now. I'm 47. Like I'm not obsessed with that like I was. You know, we're different in different times of our lives. But yeah, this men going their own way is like, dude, when I was 25, I had no option of going my own way. These people are nuts. And I heard Snafu talking all that MGTOW, man.
What does the monogamy though have to do with where you're going about the slave or whatever?
Well, I think we're going down the path right now. A lot's being revealed. Like, I think Benton's kind of making the point that men just have these, we will want to look. We will look and we will appreciate beauty and see, and we'll get fired up for if you see a beautiful woman near, you know what I mean? And we don't have to deny that fact. Our wife should be aware of that fact. Like you're saying, she might be watching, like she don't know that, or she said she knows it. I saw her in chat. She said it. She goes, I'm not a retard. But like, yeah, clearly she knows it, but you're afraid to admit it on here. So who's the retard? She said, I'm not a retard. I know that. But you're the one being afraid to speak the truth here on the stream.
Well, you kind of put him on the spot. He was put on the spot.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful of my wife in public.
Right, but why is it disrespectful to be honest about what men and women are? Why is it disrespectful to be completely
with you were trying to compare it to like slavery or whatever.
You know what? Maybe I brought it up and I don't even know the reason I brought it up, because I'm a weirdo creep and I want to talk about monogamy and your girl. You know what I mean? That's what I do. But now through these questions and answers, I'm seeing things being revealed through this little 2 minutes of back and forth. Doors are being opened to be explored. You know what I mean? Through your responses. Benton's telling us how men generally are at the core in their base animal side, right? That we try to unite with the angelic. And I know I'm spitting Paul and slave shit that I've learned over there, but and I've learned it other places too. Like I don't only learn it Paul, and I've done my own research on a lot of shit. So maybe there's a combination going on here. But
so can you control that or not is what the question would be then, right? Can you control that urge if you're in the committed relationship?
Yeah, I mean that's yes. Then that's the thing. That's a lot of what the ancient wisdom and stuff talks about when they talk about the man that's like a half horse, half man creature. He's talking about his lower below the waist is the horse, and then up from there is the man.
I do want to.
Like,
I do have something on that. I've done
Yeah,
a
they're
lot of.
telling you it's the merging of heaven and earth, bro. That they're your mind, the crown chakra, which is heaven
Yeah.
up there, and then your feet, your root, your loins, the red, the fucking earth. Like, how do you merge those two worlds? And that's what this conversation is doing, men and women.
I've merged those two worlds in my own energy sphere. I'm able to circulate my sexual energy through my entire chakra system through various practices. But you might be too much in your lower chakras, as I was in my former life. I was way too much in the lower chakras.
Yeah, but maybe I pendulum swing. Maybe that's at 3 p.m., but then at 5 p.m. I'm fucking way up too much in my this chakra. Like, and maybe it's every by weeks or months. Maybe I pendulum swing. Maybe I'm Mr. Don't even fuck with women at all, just by myself in my car on a mountain somewhere. It's only fucking thinking about the spirit. Totally not worldly at all.
But that energy is going somewhere. I mean, that's what I'm saying is it's it's going somewhere versus it is possible to circulate that energy and it can be possibly, directed into other endeavors.
Are you talking tantric sex shit here?
No. But I have
Sure,
done
you always
I've
gotta
spent a lot
take
of
it
time
there.
doing Kegel exercises.
Because
when
he's
I was
talking
Whoa.
about cycling.
number two. No, I'm
root
talking
chakra.
about, but not while being aroused, just the actual energies. I know it's a little new agey for Drew. Drew's not so much. With
No, but it
energy.
reminds me of this. That's what I'm getting at. It's the
What's
free
that?
energy machine, bro. That's
We're
we
just
are the free
familiar
energy
with all
machine.
these spiritual, whatever, new age concepts.
It's
We-
just something
we-
I was able to do after a while, so I don't know. I'm not. I
We
mean,
the
look,
people.
I could be just making it up, but I'm telling you, it's a thing. But it's also I'm
Yeah.
older. Sorry.
We human beings are perpetual motion machines. That's why machinery shows us kind of what our bodies are. We could learn from machinery like that. Like a free energy Tesla type shit is going to show us about ourselves, about the chakras and shit, and about how you circulate that energy. That's probably the way free energy kind of works.
Yeah, I don't know.
You get energized from it, right? When you circulate it or whatever, you sort of get
I
energized.
think it's like most of the time, actually.
Yeah, there's only the present moment, so you would want to be doing it all the time.
I probably am, but it is getting a little weird. But yeah, I think there's something to that. I just think in my less evolved state, I was more in the lower chakras. That's the ultimate point I'm trying to make. Like, we don't have to be down there, but as men, we have certain. If we're making proper hormone levels, we have certain drives, right? Physically, that's a real thing. Like, it's got to be dealt with some kind of way, doesn't it? You had you saw the what's his name that had the Jake Paul had that fight. And, that's the whole thing. Boxers usually abstain from sex. And he claims he had a wet dream, like right before the fight. Like, dude, it's going somewhere, like no matter what. That's the kind of the point I'm making. Like, how do we deal with it?
Right. Because sometimes I do this. I was doing the semen retention thing. I've done that at various stages
asking, but yeah,
for various lengths. Huh?
No, I wasn't actually. That was rhetorical, but yeah. The semen retention, though, like, that's interesting to me because, like, again, when I was 23 years old, I couldn't. It was impossible. You know what I mean? Like, I think these younger guys aren't making the hormone levels they're supposed to make.
Bro, I didn't start beating off until I was 28.
Wow, is this the comedy routine? Are you doing material?
I mean, it's usually how I start off my show. It's usually the first thing I say as I start off my show, but like, it's actually true.
Oh man, it's funny because it's true. Yeah, well, and I will say this, it's just in society, you don't have men just actually openly discussing these topics. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but maybe it's a thing. I don't know. At least not in this format. So maybe we've accomplished something. I don't know. What do you think, Drew?
I'm still trying to figure out where he was going with the worldly desires thing. I feel like there was something that we talked about before that where that was going, but I can't remember what we said. Maybe
it's just a thing that Paul does in his show, and like I want to start doing on my show, like these men and women dynamics, whether in relationships, out of relationships, these male, female, whether it's human beings or just like, there's a lot of male, female things in nature and everything, electronics, all types. So I try to explore.
Do you feel like that the monogamy is not a natural thing? Is that what you're trying to get to?
I mean, the way I picture it, if I'm in a relationship, I don't know, man. It does seem there's supposed to be some natural flow to it. Like, I'm not saying being dirty dog swinger fucking weirdos, but just like be honest at least and have conversations, even if you're not acting out on it and you don't have opportunities and whatever's going on. But like, I ain't gonna lie, I resonate with the direction Paul brings it. And he's giving me a lot of insights on it. So like, but I feel like I'm learning about it too myself. But so we went over to Jeff and Allie's to explore it because that was weird because we were having conversations about it on the show. And that's kind of what it felt like was happening. They were being more open to open relationships. They were exploring that. I was gonna come over and fucking whatever the fuck. But normally it's a girl that would come over, I think, introduced into the relationship.
Hey O'Shea. Yo, do you drive your car without a license, without insurance, unregistered vehicle?
Just expired shit. They're all expired. I don't have it. No insurance, but expired license, expired tags. Right now.
You're still driving with
for expired tag. Yeah. Drive around like that.
Right. Thanks for the answer.
Yeah.
Get him, JG.
That's right. Get him, JG. Well, fellas, it's actually past my
So he's
bedtime.
just trying to make a point there that I'm like a hypocrite or something.
I guess.
I'm not exactly sure, honestly. Probably
You gotta
past
go-
my bedtime, fellas.
You gotta go 5 more minutes. You need to hit that 3-hour mark. Let's fucking go, man.
All right. Well, I'll just leave the stream going and go to sleep. I mean, as
No,
we
you just
said
need
before,
5 minutes.
you know,
4
I'll just
minutes
keep
now.
it
It's
going and
down
go
to
to
4
sleep.
minutes.
Yeah.
It's down to 4 minutes. So what did we get? What did we get accomplished here tonight? Nothing.
I'm not sure.
I
Something.
think,
I think something.
Oh,
think
this was a
for,
great stream. You guys just don't know it yet.
Yeah.
I would
Your
just like
audience
to
knows, though.
reiterate my point to
Right.
O'Shea and Snafu to think about is that the Babylon system is a spiritual thing that will always exist, I believe. And the Bible says what until Jesus returns, I guess. But there's nothing you can do that's going to affect that, I guess. Jake's a little late here.
Yeah. It's funny how you can just say something out loud over and over and people don't, it doesn't sink in. But yeah, it's not something I prefer to discuss most of the time, honestly.
What do you think, Ben? Are mountains melted buildings?
You know, I love conspiracy theories. I actually haven't looked.
I
too
love
much
it too.
about- Yeah,
I should have made that more clear. I
Dude,
love
I'm an
that.
actual, we love conspiracies, by the way, just so you know. I haven't even really looked into that one too much, but perhaps I'll get around to it.
It was
Which
a
one?
few years ago, the melted buildings. A few years ago, though, there was a different iteration of it that the mountains are titans and actually petrified, huge, giant, like a mountain is a face
Guys,
or a head.
Guys, they're fucking bricks, bro. I'm telling you, bro,
Yeah,
it's weird.
I'm
I know
saying
it's weird.
that's the evolution of it. It always continues to evolve, and then in another
I know,
few years,
but I'm gonna look at you two right now. I just want you guys to pause and look at me. Look at me in my eyes. I'm just telling you guys, bro. They're all bricks, bro. I know it's weird. It's weird as fuck. Yeah, Drew. I'm just telling you. I know it's weird, bro. And on YouTube, Benton, but they're fucking bricks, guys. An audience. Layla, look into my eyes. Look deep into these blue eyes, Layla. Wow, I got bags. on my-
Well, I would never want to
Layla,
talk you out of
listen.
your beliefs. I would never
No,
want to
but
try to talk you out of
seriously,
your-
guys, they're fucking just all that shit's bricks. I don't know why, how, who, what, when. Sometimes they look like big blocks, but I think they go from small. Everything was like a small brick, and it bubbles up into a bigger block through like heat. Yelling at
You
you.
know who
Oh
this
god.
is?
who's this?
That's the Secretary of the Treasury.
There we
Janet
go.
Yellen.
Let me
Yo,
get
what's
it.
up?
I think they're
What's up
coming.
with
Gonna
these
come at
banks?
me. Come on. Or is that the whole bit? They don't have them.
It's somebody
What's
that
the whole
knows
bit's the
that I would
picture?
bring them on based on it being Janet Yellen.
What's up with the banks, Janet Yellen?
Oh man,
Is that it? Is that the?
I don't know.
That's
Hold up.
I guess.
I thought it might be tinfoil.
They're muted if they think they're talking. But
Yeah, you're muted. Unmute.
you're muted yelling at you. I wanted you to come up here and
It
yell at
actually
me.
says- But they made their name muted, right? like it says.
Oh, I guess you're right.
That's got to be tinfoil. How could it not be?
Jerry, what's that guy's name? Jerry DeCamp. Do you watch that guy, O'Shea?
Nah, who's that?
His name's
Jerry DeCamp.
Yeah, his channel is called. It's got a new name now. When the Buildings Cried.
Sounds stupid.
No, it's the exact theory that you're talking about.
Yeah, but he sounds like a dumbass for having that title. Just go to Truth Seeker 69.
He's probably the originator of that theory that you believe in. Actually, that's probably the first person that talked about it. Jerry DeCamp, When the Buildings Cried. So if you believe
There's nothing new under the sun. It's all cyclical. This has happened again and again and again and again. He's not the first of anything.
It's not bricks, but I'll let you believe that.
Yeah. And I want you to say the words, Brian O'Shea will never sleep with Layla. You need to say that on stream. It's kind of a thing I've been doing lately. People say that and then it doesn't work out well.
That's too weird.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, good answer.
That's the homoerotic undertones right there.
No, because most people have been saying it. They've been saying, Brian O'Shea will not sleep with my wife.
It's because they're secretly homos.
I dropped the link to Truth Seeker 69.
My wife would wreck all these people in debates. You guys are lucky I don't put her on. Should ruin everyone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, thanks for dropping that link. She's good, bro.
Yeah, check it out, dude. Like I say, I love all that shit. So.
You made 3 hours, so we can go now.
All right, everybody, you're dismissed. Thanks for being here. I may wrap it up though, but yeah, O'Shea, I'd like to see you around if you want to show in, pop in sometime. You're more than welcome. That's what I'm trying to say.
What state are you on?
Cool talking to you. I'm in I'm on Arizona right now, but I literally live in a big rig. I'm from Arkansas originally. Yeah. Later, Drew. Shout out to Drew there. Yeah.
I'm gonna probably try to upgrade my car here at some point. I'll probably be in Arizona at some point. But
oh, okay.
Yes, we got a similar lifestyle on the road, Arizona.
There you go. Yeah, I come out here sometimes. We got some. My company that I work for has got some regular customers out here. But if we were ever to meet in the physical realm, we must live stream it.
Yeah, that's my thing. That's what I do. I've been the guy going around putting the face, having you were saying, like, making real world connections out of the metaverse. So
yeah, right on, man. Hey, it was good finally talking to you because I've seen you so much. Around different panels, but I'll let you have the last word, and then I do have to go to sleep, or I'm going to screw up my sleep schedule. Go to bed.
I just want to say, thanks for having me on, man. Thanks for letting me find my voice. It's my first time on your show. I think it was a successful endeavor, and I was surprised that you were playing Yurt's thing because this was basically my final words on his broadcast, and I was surprised that you were restreaming it. And I guess there's a lot of drama, so I guess it's understandable, but no, I just feel like it was a compliment. Like you guys are, I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But because later on in that stream, I get into some more heady stuff. But anyways, so I appreciate you promoting Truth Seeker 69. Everyone check out Meltology. I'll see you later, Layla. Let's go on a hike sometime. All right, I'll see you guys later.
Come on now. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.